the. Oh, okay. Make sure I had that back on. Just waiting and waiting. Hi, Boneyard. Ah, there you are.
What's up, buddy? Live
Not
already.
Yeah.
Let me hold on one second. Let me just pull this up on the old YouTube so I can see the chats as well. How's it going?
Going good. I did burn myself today. I expected to do that.
How soon after you started forging stuff did you burn yourself?
Well, I started forging stuff yesterday and burnt myself earlier today.
That's not too bad then. What kind of forge did you pick up again?
I don't know the name of the brand. It's actually stainless steel. And it's only about this big.
And it's propane, right?
It's propane. Calls coal forges in Texas. Coal in Texas is so expensive that we can get it in the 50-pound bags, but it'll be like $100, and it'll be a 3-hour trip for me.
Jesus, that is actually pretty expensive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, back up in Kentucky, I could have got a whole truckload about for that.
Do you have like a big propane? Do you have to have like 100-gallon propane thing running it, or do you just grab like the?
I used the one for the grill.
The grill, yeah, I figured. Does
Yeah,
that last pretty good?
PSI. Yeah, it only uses about 5 psi.
Yeah.
So it lasts a long time. You could probably get several hours of forging.
That's not bad at all.
Hot tools and trash.
Tools and trash. What's up? So this is your new live streaming studio.
Yeah, I got some more stuff that's got to go. My sister's dresser's still in here. And
it's looking good. I like it.
I'm happy with it. And also got it set up with the extra cameras so I can switch over here on my workbench.
Yeah.
And then I got one. I got one set up to my vinyl cutter, which I ain't got it adjusted real good yet. Yeah, there we go.
So you got all sorts of cameras going on.
Yep. Now I just need one of those big old fancy podcast mics.
I picked so I actually got this on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I think it's like $50, which there's some cheaper ones. I tried one cheaper one for like $20, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, you could definitely get by.
Yeah.
But I mean, this seems to work all right.
And then I'm using my sister gave me her old camera. Well, it's not an old camera, it's a new camera. And it's one of the more expensive Logitech cameras that they sell at Best Buy. That's like $100-some.
Yeah, you have a great picture on there.
So I'm really happy. I wasn't going to go buy it because it's $100. We bought a lot of stuff for $100-some.
Think of all the flea market finds.
Yeah.
So you started going into your winter pile. I see you did the drill.
Yeah, and messed it up.
So I'm about halfway through the video. What ended up happening?
I'll show you. It's easier to show you than it is to...
Okay. What's up, Boneyard Garage?
Also forgot to say, I got an extra monitor, so when I'm over here at the workbench, I can read what everybody's saying on the screen.
That is slick.
Only you could buy that many tractors for that price, Ray. I can never find tractors at that price.
$100 tractor.
All right. I might just end up putting this drill back together as a display item, a non-working display if I can't fix it, because I did put a lot of work into shining it up. Anyway, this wire broke off from inside the stator.
Oh, so it needs like soldered in, or is it just broke?
It's broke, but I don't. There's probably a way to get through the wiring and solder it back in, but I'm not very good at this electrical stuff like this.
Man, so that's all it was one brittle wire.
One wire. I had all the other wires soldered. You can see I had to cut the other wire back off. Had them all soldered and ready to go back together. And that one wire, I was on the one last wire, and it broke off. I barely touched it, and it just fell off.
Shit, and the windings and everything look pretty good. I don't know if you polished all that up, but
no, yeah, I didn't even mess with that. I mostly just did replace the cable, the cord, because they had a no extension cord, and polished up the.
That does look nice.
Good. So if I can't fix it, I'll just put it back together as a display item. Maybe I can find someone that knows what they're doing more and might be able to fix it.
Now let me ask you this, and I don't know, maybe you probably like things how they are or whatever, but would you ever paint the Craftsman name on that red, or just leave it as is?
You know what?
Black.
I was thinking, because it looked like there was black paint down in here and the letters was chrome.
It was
I thought about putting the tape around there, painting it, and then lightly sanding off so the chrome, the shiny metal letters will show through and not be black. I thought about doing that, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's always hard with those older type things, whether you want to just keep it original or try something fancy with it. But Client Graphics is in the chats here.
Hey, Client, you want to join us?
We got Budget Tools.
Hi, Budget Tools.
Texas Keykeeper. I do not know you, but how's it going? Nice to meet you.
That's Ray. That's my buddy Ray.
It's your buddy Ray?
Yeah.
And Zaphiel.
Yeah, Ray. Ray. I need it. I want it. I want to put it in my collection of stuff.
You also got an air tool, right?
Yeah. That's Let me switch cameras around again.
I'm sorry to make you run everywhere.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And that had like the guy put like a different chuck on it or something, but it worked.
Yeah, it actually works great, but someone put the wrong chuck on it. The chuck is like way too big. And it's a company I never heard of before. And when I looked it up, from what I understand, it looks like it was made mostly for it was made by a company that made tools for like the airline companies working on aircrafts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That chuck just looks.
Yeah, it's cute.
But it's badass looking. I don't know. I do want to say thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know we've been wanting to do this for a while, but
it's just hard, right?
Hey, Chris, I don't know your email. Can you please post it so I can send it? Or I don't know if Neil has it.
I think it's his channel name at gmail.com. I'm pretty sure. Don't mean to just stare that out there like that. What's going on there, Robert Waters? I caught Robert Waters did like a 10-hour live stream today.
Yeah, you know, I hardly ever see him doing anything like that, but it's pretty cool.
He's one of those guys that he does do live streams, but not often. But I like when I can I like hearing him talk about stuff and getting his opinions. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Who did let me on this channel?
Okay.
Client Graphics said, Client Graphics at Gmail, it's super secret.
It's like me. I have an email address just for this channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ray. I like that. I definitely want that for my collection. Let me show y'all what he just. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. Well, without posting my personal Facebook up everywhere.
Who did?
I said, well, if I show the picture through Messenger, I post it up all over. Okay, here we go. Share picture. Yeah, I like that, Ray. That's really cool.
Robert Waters, I would definitely enjoy doing a live with you one day. You could school me on a bunch of stuff. That's for sure.
I'm only indoors one day a week during live streams so I could be in my studio.
I usually catch your lives at, well, I guess they're in there, but you're at the workbench.
Yeah. Hi, Ronald. Did you get your ticket for the Good of the Land Fest, Ronald? Hello, ACK.
You have any remodel jobs coming up, or was that like a one-time thing?
I'm hoping that one was just a one-time thing. That guy wanted us to go back and do the work because the woman who went in there, painted what we just painted, messed it up, and he wanted us to go back in there and fix it. No, happened. And he didn't pay us very much anyway. We only got $600 for that job.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I'd rather stay at home and fix mowers.
So that's what you do basically full time, just fix mowers and stuff? Yeah. Or you know, it's hard to find people that do that still, like around here.
Yeah.
I have one mower shop that I could go to if I can't fix it myself, you know? But they're pretty all right, but they just have so much shit going on. It takes 3 months to get anything fixed.
We're a dying breed because we live in a society that everything's meant to be thrown away, or people throws away and just gets new. So we're starting to become a dying breed. Most of the stuff I fix is commercial stuff.
Commercial?
Yeah. I do a lot of work with realty companies that has their own lawn crews.
What? And that's good, steady business there, for sure. I just want to say what's up to Josh Albertson and Mike Hodge. I think, yeah. But yeah, man, commercial stuff that, you know, people are always mowing lawns and breaking shit. And
yep. And they'll always be there to pick up the mowers.
You know what mower I bought a couple of years ago? This will be my third year I had it. And I bought it because mine broke, and of course it was right in the middle of summer, so I needed something to cut my grass. And I picked up the Hyper Tough.
Oh yeah.
I'll be honest though. I mean, like, other than the fact that to adjust the wheels, you have to take them completely off each one, put it where you got to put it. It cuts fine. It doesn't bog down. You know. So I was thinking of maybe doing a review on that. I'm not sure.
Well, most push mowers, especially those, has a Briggs and Stratton engine on them. They're not bad if you take care of them.
What's the thing there? That's one thing I have realized is like I have mine in a shed. Like I had a Craftsman for the last 9 years and it finally shit the bed, but it rusted just sitting in a shed. I mean, I wash it off and stuff. In the decks, I've noticed the decks just rust.
Yep. Yeah, Marble Mystery Oil is some good stuff. I use it every other fill up in my my odor stuff because I got a lot of odor equipment.
Marvel Mystery Oil.
Yep.
For the last 2 years, I used to mix all my own shit, with the stable fuel and stuff, and it worked fine. I never had a problem. But then I just started buying the full gasoline octane from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Because
it's good if you don't have like I got 2 acres, so it would take me a lot of that gas. It cost me a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And you could run yours out, better than I could. Like at the end of the summer or whatever, I try to let the gas run completely out, but sometimes a little bit sits in there or whatever.
Yep.
Hey guys,
Graphics, what's going on? Is it cold there?
Yeah, it's like 60 something. Hey, do you see something new back there? It's cleaner.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all of it. Only half done.
I'll be honest. You're so beautiful that I've never noticed your garage.
Suck up. Brandon, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Yes, I did. Yeah, I do see the whole never to change oil thing. I still recommend no newer mowers have drain plugs, but you can get you a suction, one of those things that pulls the oil out from the dipstick. I still recommend changing your oil out since they don't have plugs. Do it from the dipstick, suck it out, put fresh oil in there. I don't trust that.
I always I saw that. Well, so this year I had to buy a new one. I went to Home Depot, and literally there was just one mower option for me because I wanted just a push one, 3-in-1 bagger, mulcher, all that shit, and that the options are just dwindling. They want all this self-propelled, completely lubricated, never have to change the oil. That stuff scares me. It's change, I guess, right?
So what was the price point on the cheapest mower that they had, just out of curiosity?
Well, the one below me that I bought mine, I think it was under $200.
Oh, ouch.
The next one down, what the bare minimum one without a bag or anything was like $140, because they got rid of like yard machines and all that, so they just have Troy-Bilt and Honda for as push mowers.
Yeah,
and they might have a Murray or something, or maybe yard machines, but like it's like a communist type options, I
have to say those Hondas are expensive, but I've had a few and they're pretty decent, but they are expensive to buy.
I got the Troy-Bilt with the Honda engine, and it's the first Honda engine I've ever had. I usually have Briggs and Stratton.
Oh, and parts is also very cheap for the Hondas. You can get a OEM carburetor for like $20-some.
I'll take that. Yeah.
My first mower that I bought was like $109 at Walmart, and it had probably a I don't know, it was like a 6.5 horsepower motor on it. I want to say it was a Briggs.
A lot of them had those cheap ones. Was the 3.5, the quantum dome. It had a little flathead and the carburetor set above the gas tank on them.
Yep. That was one model cheaper that literally had no bagger, no nothing. Man, you could beat the heck out of those. Those things, I've seen people cutting like 7 to 8 inches worth of grass, and you're like, the thing is just spewing and just sputtering, and you're like, it's never gonna make it. And then sure enough, it makes it.
Mine was a Craftsman because that, and it had a big Briggs & Stratton engine. And because I had little kids and stuff, I've spit out plenty of big rocks and hit them, but it never quit. It never, like the shaft never bent. It kept going, but then it finally did die. Then
you could go to Harbor Freight and pick up one of their Predator motors and just swap it out as long as the shaft is the same.
Yeah, I just 9 years old. I already literally scraped the deck clean and paint and grinded it down, and I repainted it a few years ago. But it's already, and the deck was just rusting and stuff. So
that happens, and the wheels start sagging depending on which model you got. The bushing start wearing funny.
Wheels were good.
That's good.
Willie, why I won't let you? You have to be a moderator to put links in the live chat.
So, Brandon, I remember watching you earlier this week, and you were missing one of your, was it a socket?
716 rat wrench, and I think actually right here.
Find it?
Yeah. It was inside the jack. It fell down off the mower, and it was inside the jack.
Oh, which one is that? Is that a Tecton or is it a
gear wrench?
Gear wrench? Yeah, that was my second guess. Yeah, I remember you spent forever trying to find that and you never found it.
Oh yeah, I cannot stand to lose a tool out of a set.
I know.
OCD.
I've known people that have had an entire set.
I'll throw it out.
Yep, they'll throw it out.
Yeah.
I got a set like that I threw out because I lost a few of the sockets, but it was just old cheap Stanley what I started out with.
Hey.
Don't talk about Stanley like that.
Yeah. You're gonna get me fired up.
They lasted me, but the one thing I did wear out a lot was the quarter inch. The quarter inch Stanleys, I wore the ratchets out a lot.
Their quarter inch, the biggest. So, I actually wanted to ask you guys some questions, and this is going to bring up a good segue into something here.
Do I have to earmuff?
So the worst tools the worst tool or thing or set that you ever bought, I'm going to start it off, and I bought some doozies in my life. But one thing that annoyed me the most was I bought a Stanley set, and it didn't have any detents in the quarter inch sockets. None of them, not a single one. And it drove me absolutely freaking nuts because I didn't know it until probably like a year later when I decided to actually use it. And it's like, well, I can't do anything with it now.
Yeah.
Can I counter with the, I watched your DeWalt video. Is that why you didn't like the certain sockets?
Well, I mean, that's just another thing. So that detent style where they do that milled out straight down, there's just so much slop on the sockets. And they meant well in the sense that there was two things. That was meant for a proprietary drive type that never came to market. And then another one was for what they'd like to say is, universal fit on all socket types, whether it be the quick release or non-quick release. And it's like, whatever. That's just marketing BS because your shit is too sloppy. But whatever. So
yeah. My worst tool set I ever bought was the cheap Craftsman Involves set. You remember those with the green handles?
Yeah.
Special. Yeah. They did not last very long.
Let me see. What was the crappiest thing?
Robert Waters. My worst set was an old Harbor Freight one. What? Was it the $4.99 one or $3.99 one?
You know what? I don't think I bought some impact sockets from Harbor Freight, but I've never bought any chrome style tools from Harbor Freight.
I know what mine is. So, once I started doing more work on my cars and stuff, I bought a 1/2 inch Impact, and it was a Goodyear cordless. I think it's 24 or 8 volt or something. That thing couldn't pull a 2 inch screw out of wood. I mean, it had no power, couldn't do shit. That was my biggest disappointment tool I bought. As far as hand tools and stuff, I haven't had much bad experiences. But I don't wrench on stuff all day, so
Yeah, but are you serious that you like I can pull this out right here and say, you know what, I thought this was a good deal, but after I started using it, there was just too much flex in the handle, and I didn't like it. Got a shoddy Craftsman light. I bought 5 of them, and 4 out of 5 sucked. What else? Because I was actually
It's a silhouette, and yes, it's mine. And I got a 46-inch vinyl cutter too.
what else? You know, I even bought a really expensive, and it happens to be my favorite Snap-on ratchet. It's the 1/4 inch with a locking flex in the handle. It's my favorite one, but it's on its second rebuild already. And it's like, shouldn't have to do that.
yeah.
But it happens. It happens. Just depends on how hard you are on your tools and what you're working on, and it happens.
I think it's more because I usually shop budget friendly, and so I'm usually more impressed with some tools than disappointed.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I've definitely had ones shit the bed. I will say, like, when I first started buying to Ryobi, they worked great around the house, and stuff. But they are big, they're bulky. You pick up a Milwaukee, it's like take off this whole front chuck and you're good to go. And once you start doing more work, like, now I get into cabinet work and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I heard about those Texas twisters. I think everybody I've ever known that bought one says the same thing.
Is that a firework Texas twister?
No, it was an attachment for the air hammer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Anyway, I have broke a lot of star bits over the years.
Oh yeah.
This set right here from Harbor Freight actually is done me good. I've yet to break one. And this is a $13.99, the 1/4 inch one. And I use it a lot to break loose bolts on muffler bolts on weed eaters, which are really rusted. And so far, these has been really good.
Yeah, I would second that. That is one of the best, cheapest little 1/4 inch star. Yep, I love them.
I guys say also, I'm always disappointed, and I started learning my lesson, but Ryobi drill bits suck. All of them suck. They're terrible. The Phillips Head 2s, they don't fit. They're terrible. Stay away. Please stay away from them.
Well, I would say if you set your expectations right, Neil, if you are going to drill into drywall all day long and never hit anything, the Ryobi drill bits will work great.
That's true.
I have to say, DeWalt drill bits suck too.
They do.
A lot of those DeWalt drill bits, they don't last long. I've had Harbor Freight drill bits last longer than the DeWalt ones.
I
broke a lot of steel.
Client graphics left. That's all right. I have something for him. It's supposed to be funny. So yeah, I have to. You know what? I'm actually my next tool haul. I'm going out to Harbor Freight finally. I've never been to one.
And you're gonna buy an Icon.
I'll tell you, I've been really happy with my Milwaukee bits. These things,
good.
These are the ones with the little dry. How should I? What do they call this? This is the red helix.
I think it's called shilling.
Oh, you think so? No, it's that red helix on there. I mean, now that I think some is a little bit gimmicky, but it does help start, and I do like it. And is it shilling if you pay for it with your own money?
Apparently, it all is. It all
And
is.
you
But
and
hey,
you have
I don't want to steer it that way. I was just joking. But the Milwaukee's, they have done very well for me, and I like the different.
Craig sent me these drill bits. He's gonna drill some serious holes with these.
Hell yeah!
yeah.
So
Wait.
actually, Client Graphics, I have something that I might want to send you for a torture test.
And it would be what?
It's gonna be a boss stitch. It's a 1/4 inch. I think it's a 72 tooth ratchet.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's got a little belt clip, you know.
I was gonna say I'm a shill for Milwaukee. Yes, I am. But who's the one with the Milwaukee toolbox? Oh,
Not anyone here.
yeah. That's what I thought. I saw an Instagram picture of that. It looked
Just
pretty
the
nice.
box. You saw, that probably just went to someone else's house. I was just trying to pretend like I was, a baller and took a picture of someone else's box.
Well, I know. I mean, I just go to like Harbor Freight, and I'm like, I give the manager $20, and I go sit in the back, and then unwrap everything, and then put it back together, and then I go to Home Depot and do the same thing.
Oh man! So all right, BSS. You were talking about Harbor Freight drill bits. Now, what options do they have for drill bits? Did like Hercules, Bauer, all them make them, or do they have like a one brand?
There's different brands, but I always use the cheap ones. I've had good luck with the cheap ones, and if they break, I can just replace it.
Is that the Warriors?
It's that like titanium, like the cheap stuff, right?
Yeah,
Brandon?
step bits. I've had step bits I've had used for a month now that I've used all the time. I use almost every day drilling holes and metal.
So their step bits, I will tell you, for the price, you can't beat those. I think the price they have on those, the expectation, they work. You throw them away when you don't need them and you get something new.
And just like anything, when you get the drill bit set from there, you're going to break little ones, even in the expensive set. If you don't watch what you're doing, you're going to break the little drill bits. They break.
Yep.
I bought one set that I spent a little money on, and I have not been disappointed in them. And it was Irwin's, and they've been lasting me pretty good. I haven't broken any of them yet.
Everybody tells me that the best drill bits for metal is buying machinist drill bits, but they're very expensive. And I would love to own a set one of these days, but they're very expensive.
Well, I forget. This is the one I have from Irwin. It looks like this, and
Ooh.
it's kind of, you'll see them at Home Depot branded as something else, but they've held up. I haven't broken one. I haven't lost one because I actually, didn't spend a crazy amount of money, but enough where I don't want to have to buy anytime soon. But I'm not going through any 2-inch thick metal plating or anything. We have the Nightbot. Can anyone tell me about this Nightbot?
I just use him to run length. I don't have him set to knock people off or anything.
It's so cool.
Great. Put your command in there so they can see it.
What command?
There's certain commands you can put in there. I have set for certain people.
I have this big old set of all-trade drill bits. I have not lost a single one in it because I think it's almost so shitty that I never use it. That's how you do it.
Comes in a great box, though.
I know, isn't it? I don't know what it is. I wish I would pay a couple extra bucks, even if something shitty came in a nice metal case. I don't know what it is, But if they would do that, I would probably buy it. Even in that green, the green hammered metal. Oh my gosh. It was the first set I ever got. It was some crappy Sears thing back in the 80s. Oh my gosh. I got a sweet spot for that hammered green.
The hammered green. So
Troll Hunter Dream Crusher.
yeah, I was reading that. It's like,
Is that the special word?
Yeah. Well, there's a story behind it. Why I said that for him.
so who controls the Nightbot?
There's commands set in there, but it pretty much just I don't mess with the settings much anymore. It just comes on when it comes on.
So the Nightbot is you.
It's actually a website that runs a automated bot on here.
It's AI. Does it count for extra viewership?
I don't know. That's a good question because it kind of shows on here as one because you actually have to set the Nightbot as a moderator.
I wonder if it does. I wonder if it's like an extra way to overinflate your. Neil, you got to giddy up on this.
Dude, I know how to turn the computer on and hop on here and drink beer, and then that's basically my talents right there.
I mean, I'm actually really impressed with the stuff that Brandon has. He's got these little fun things like the Nightbot, and then every now and then it'll drop in his website. So he's got his own website too, and it's like, Brandon, I don't know how you have time to do all the work that you do, the YouTube stuff, and then all these little things because it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, but it's been fun, and
Yeah.
I even took up blacksmithing, so there's another hobby.
I'm sorry about the swearing or cussing or whatever.
It's fine. We don't have too many kids that come in here. And
Yeah.
the only kid that comes in here, I guess, would be Horace, and he's 17, so he has to have heard a lot worse than.
Well, plus the good thing too is like a kid, here, Mom, the maintenance man was saying these words. This is where I heard them. The dad gets off scot-free, Because I remember when my mom was like, "Where'd you learn those swear words?" I said, "Dad." She was like, "Bullshit." Like, see, like, where do you think I learned them from?
See, it would be the opposite for me because my mom, she cusses like a sailor, always has. So she always says it's her hillbilly attitude because she's from Eastern Kentucky.
There you go. The the hell was I? Oh, so I was gonna ask you though. So a few years ago, I kind of got a pretty good deal off of Craigslist. I bought a white 2-stage snowblower with a wood chipper also, and I ended up selling the wood chipper, and it covered the cost of the snowblower. Then I paid a little bit to get the snowblower carb cleaned and everything before I started tinkering with that stuff. But it has one of those, I think it's a Tecumseh Snow Chief motor. And I got to tell you, that thing fires up first time, every time for the last 4 or 5 years. Never had any issues with that. I don't know if you work on those a lot or have
Texas. When we see snow, it's like a light dusting. So in fact, I don't think I've ever seen a snowblower.
Well, Tecumseh motors in general. Do you have any?
Tecumseh motors.
Are they pretty decent, or are they all run of the mill now?
It's a hit and miss. Some of the newer ones, but before when Tecumseh was starting to go down, they went to a carburetor setup that was pretty crappy. It had a plastic bow, and it was not that great.
Yeah, it is pretty crappy. Plastic.
believe it or not, I don't mind the plastic carburetors on the new Briggs. They actually work pretty. They're actually pretty decent, easy to clean, and also cheap to replace if they're just that bad and you have to replace them.
It's about 54 where I'm at. A couple people ask where I'm at, and since I'm out in the garage, it's not heated. It is what it is. It's going to get a little colder later on, though, but just being prepared.
We have the same temperature. I have a lot more fat on me, though.
You just get so into your live streams that it's just,
The Kia keeps me warm and fuzzy. I just see it in my rear view mirror here, so to speak, and I get the fuzzies.
Very nice. Oh, this was a long week. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I'm about to have another long week. I have a feeling the festival, the Good of the Land Fest, is happening, so I'm getting everything ready to go to it. Gonna bring a load of my whole trailer load of toys. Gonna bring go-karts and mini bikes and.
There you go, man. That should be fun, right?
Yep.
People in their trucks, Ford, Dodge. Neil, are you in the Midwest? I am not in the Midwest.
What's what I always said about Dodges? They dodge everything but the transmission shop.
I'll be honest. They all have their faults. I think if you can, be if you weren't born and raised in a certain car sense or whatever.
Well, Brandon, it looks like you're rocking it tonight. You got quite a few people in here.
Hell yeah.
Get some more thumbs up.
I should have had y'all in here a long time ago.
You know what? The invite's always there. Just I think other people have said it before. Neil, he never gets tired, but sometimes it's just nice to show up at somebody else's stream.
Yeah.
No, I prefer this. This is so much easier.
I know it is. I would prefer it too. But all right. Well, I'll just let you guys know what I'm going to be doing here in the next 2 weeks. So at the end of the month, not that anybody cares, but all of the sockets that I've taken measurements and reviewed, I finally was able to find in my own backyard a Rockwell tester. So we are going to go and check the hardness on all of the sockets that we've looked at, as well as I want to specifically look at some of the Harbor Freight tools and compare those to some of the other tools out there and see if they're soft, and if so, how much softer, and we'll go from there. And I think, whether people like that or not, I think it's pretty exciting because, I like to beat the shit out of my tools and take them to torture tests, and we'll see where they're at.
I had a lot of people when, I torture test some tools when I first started. And yeah, some people fucking hate it because you're ruining a tool, but some people say it's entertainment, but sometimes it's both.
In my box, I need to clean it out.
Yeah, Brandon's had those for what, about 2 years now?
I think 3. Yeah, because this is the old style, but it's still been good.
Is that Icon?
No, it's Tecton.
Yes, he got it. He's been testing it for 3 years, and he's never had any problems with his ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even used their sockets in the impact driver, so.
You never know, right? There might be some guy that comes down from the mountains that, makes one YouTube video and is like, I've been testing Icon for 10 years and this is what I got. But
so we got that going on. Then we also have part 2 of the ratchet torture test. So I haven't got all of them in yet, but I did get the Cornwell ratchet in. This is the Cornwell JRF72A.
Is the back a whole push button there?
No,
No, it's just
it's part of the anvil. That's where the gear is. And then they laser etch the Cornwell and all the information into the head. And of course, that does come at a price. So Neil, this was like $140 brand new, but Client Graphics doesn't pay that much. He goes to a pawn shop, picks that up, tax included for $50, and that's how we roll.
That's how I buy a lot of. I don't go to tool trucks. I mean, I would love to buy stuff from tool trucks, but I don't want to get in depth in the payments because in my business can be good and then it can go slow. I don't want to be in a spot where I can't make a payment.
Right.
That happened.
Yep. There's very few things that I'll ever take a loan out on. Everybody sees things differently, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'd rather pay for my stuff and own my stuff and not have to worry about exactly what Brandon said. When am I going to be able to pay it off, and who am I going to pay off next?
I'll bring this up. Hey, what's up, Toolbox Footage? Good to see you there, Beer Studley. Everyday Fleet Tech actually did a video of making a starter kit for a mechanic, and he went on Amazon, and I think the total was below $3,000. And in the video, he was like, fuck, I spent a lot of money on my tools. So, you know, there's even some guys out there that, I think now tools are getting so much better. And some of those types of people are finally realizing that it's worth giving other brands a shot because you never know what you're going to get.
So I just wanted to, some people mentioned, good point, unless you're testing Chrome, this and that. You know what? I'm meeting with the chair of the department, and he's got a doctorate in whatnot in metallurgy. And so I'm going to defer to him. And if he says the testing's good, then that's what we're going to go with. So the guy's been doing it all his life. He was super stoked to have somebody call him up and even ask him and talk to him about the things that I was talking to him about. And I'm just going to roll with whatever he says. So if the guy says it's good, I'm going to be good with it. Just like a lot of the other math that I went to a physics department and talked about how when we do the torture test, if I put it 4 inches from the handle, if I did it, at the end for getting the torque readings, at the end of the day, they all said the torque loss is so minimal because all of it is measured at the force that you're putting at the anvil, while other work goes into all of the parts that are lost. That's not what you're measuring. You're not measuring loss. You're measuring the energy that's being exerted by the device on the torque meter. And so technically there's a little bit that you're not reading, but they said at the end of the day, it's like a 1 to 3% wash, if it even is that. It's very, very hard to measure, and what you're doing, it's not worth the time. So let's see. So we got that one. We got a Mac ratchet coming in. That was an eBay special as well. And then we got a Power Built. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Power Built.
I feel like I gotta go on Amazon.
Yeah, that's one place. I think you can get them also at Northern Tool and Company.
The name in my head, or that it's coming in. Like, I've definitely seen it around.
Yeah. Yep. They've had stuff, I think maybe at AutoZone here or there. They've probably had it at AutoZone. It's one of those no-name brands for the most part, but they make and rebrand a lot of things. So we figured we'd give it a try. And then we're going to have a Carlisle in there. I think that's it, but no Matco. We're still not going to do Matco. I just can't justify it. To me, it's a gear wrench.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much about, but is Matco the same as Mac? I guess.
No, not at
Mac
all.
is owned by Stanley.
Yep.
Who's Matco owned by? They're their own.
They're pretty much their own, but they rebrand a lot of stuff.
And you said it's just like a gear wrench.
Kind of for the most part. I mean, the internals are kind of like that. It's that floating pawl design. It's not exactly like it, but it's pretty darn close. Yeah, I think a lot of people in the chat, are going to agree with what Brandon mentioned earlier. You buy the tools that work for the money that you can afford. You go into debt, that's your own thing. I think most of us here are pretty budget minded, and we try to make a living with what we can do. And if we can do without it, we're going to do without it as long as we can until we find out, man, I should have bought that a long time ago, because it would have saved me a lot of time and money.
Yeah, I'm still learning of those tools, a lot of because I just keep trying a lot of new stuff and remodeling, and no matter what anyone says, you still gotta go out and test it. You gotta take in as much information as you can and figure out what needs to work for you.
Yeah. So a couple of you asked why no Matco. Honestly, I haven't been able to find a Matco person locally. It was by dumb luck that I did find a Mac person, and I also did find a Cornwall person, but they're not very frequent. They're very, very far and few. I did find out that the Cornwall stuff, they do like to, it seemed like they wanted to direct me to the truck to set up an appointment to kind of meet with them, but they would take it back as well if I really had to send it back to their corporate for any issues, or doing a once over or something like that. And then again, Matco, they're apparently in my area. They were very difficult to try to get a hold of. But at the end of the day, I still like some of my Tekton stuff. I can't deny it. It gets the job done.
The only thing I do want to go to Snap-on for, well, I'll probably just get on eBay or somewhere. I do want to buy a set of PWCs. I used the set. I borrowed a set one time to use it, and that was really handy. The handiest tool I've ever seen Snap-on had.
Pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but I'm just going to double check. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mix between a vice grips and a pipe wrench. And
Yep. That's what I was anticipating it to be, because I've heard you talk about them before.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's all good.
Icon.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do some Capri tools as well. So I thought that was...
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
Cornwall doesn't sell tools online, dealer only. Yeah, I didn't try to buy it online. I just called their corporate number and then talked to them for a little while. And they kept, like I said, directing me to one of the dealers. And then they gave out all his information and said, get a hold of him. Oh, yeah, Swedish pipe wrench. Yep, that is exactly right.
So you said that the Tang tools or whatever, they're
Ting.
Swedish? Tang?
They have that Swedish look / feel / roots per se. I don't know the exact story on them, but I think that was something like that. It was Swedish inspired.
But like I thought they were USA made, because they kind of shove that down your throat.
They're not USA made. They have a USA branch or USA arm or office, but they're all made in Taiwan.
Okay. Taiwan.
Yep. Taiwanese.
That's kind of a different
It's kind of like one of those things where, like, God, who was it? There's a couple companies that have like the USA in their tool company name, but that's only because their office is located in the USA.
That was those, yeah.
Yeah. So they're not really USA made. It's just kind of like they threw the word USA in there to trick you.
And they got me. They got me big time. But I still think I'll try them out, use them. What's up, G-Bo?
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with the Ting tools. I mean, they come in at a decent price point, and hopefully they'll work good for you. I mean, is it Ting? Is that one of the brands that Chris Fix did some demoing on? I can't remember. Or is that just Sonic? Maybe he did both. I don't know.
I've never watched his channel either. I don't,
And Dave, going on tool trucks about ran my uncle into about almost $100,000 in debt.
I feel like tool trucks, like back in the day too, probably like had lines of Coke right there at the door when you walked in. fucking hit those, hand you a beer, you know, or you guys not agree with that? It's the least they could do for you.
Yeah, I mean, they could, but everybody's got to work. So, work hard, play harder. So we'll just wait till afterwards.
The only ones I've ever seen are Snap-on trucks. I've never seen anything else.
Oh, I've seen lots of trucks. I just haven't got a chance to go on them. And that's probably a good thing. I mean, you think of them as a small mobile business. You know, if you jump on there, you're taking up their time. You're taking up their time because they could be at the next sale or the next potential sale, or, collecting on somebody that owes them on a weekly or monthly payment. So you got to treat their time like you're on the clock when you're on the truck. So if you're not going to buy anything, get off of it. Don't look at it. I mean, that's the way I feel. And it's almost like it's like if I'm just window shopping, it's like I better slip the guy $5 or $10.
When I go look at a vehicle, if I'm not going to buy that day and the people come up, first thing I say is, listen, I'm not going to buy a vehicle today. I might want to test drive this or that, but I'm very upfront and honest, because if you don't say that right off the bat, they're trying to sell you, and they'll still work with you, but you're not going to be as important because you're not buying right there and then. And I understand that. That's why I say it right off the bat.
Yep, that's only fair. You got to set those expectations, because everything after that, if you're not level set, you don't know what you're going to get.
They're trying to make money, so if you tell them right off the bat that maybe future business, but not right now, so they'll handle you accordingly.
Yep.
What about you, BSS? What do you got coming up? I know you got the was it Land of the
Good to Land Fest.
Good Land Fest.
Yep.
Forging videos.
Oh yeah. Some more restoration videos. I got the tractor. The farm all is getting fixed totally this summer or this winter. And maybe if I have time, the John Deere 110 is going to get restored too. So there's going to be a lot of restoration videos.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, that is awesome. And yes,
I don't know about you, but now I'm down to 52 degrees in the garage.
I don't know. I don't know how hot it is out here, but I know it's about 48 outside. Let me see real quick.
I always like Brandon's setup, because he's set up for in the house for some of these things, and then when he's doing his other good stuff, he's out in his little shed shop.
This is actually an outbuilding. This is separate house. Yes.
Oh, I thought this was part of your house.
No, this is an outbuilding outside the house. It's just insulated.
Yeah. When he walks 2 feet to his, or not 2 feet, but his workbench is right there.
Yeah.
You would never expect it, right? Blows my mind too. It's 66 in my garage. It's
I think it's 80 degrees out here right now.
Ooh.
But we have been going down into like the 30s.
Yeah, it is. Good. There's going to be a lot of big YouTubers. In fact, not the video of the last video of the Power Hammer. I was in on the Good of the Land's channel. I was in the video.
Very nice.
Good of the Land. Why does that sound so familiar?
Because Brandon keeps talking about it.
I know, but is that a big YouTube channel?
Yeah, he has over 200,000 subscribers.
That's
a big channel.
yes, yeah. Guess you could write home about that.
Yes, you could.
If you want to, I don't,
We just hit over 7,000 subscribers today.
Congratulations, man.
It was at like 9 o'clock this morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. It took me 3 years just to I'm about to hit 400.
That's awesome. I keep losing subscribers the more I do live streams, but that's all right. I enjoy them.
You win some or you lose some. You can't make everybody happy. You just
No.
got to make sure that your friends and your family or your wife is the one that's always there for you for the long haul. Now, if she's on your live stream and she's flipping you, then you need to stop live streaming.
No, I mean, she's good with it. I've been pretty good about them, and I still have a lot of fun on my channel. I got a lot of good stuff coming up, good content, a lot of how-tos, no-tos, like home ownership type stuff.
Steven actually pops in my live stream sometimes.
Stephen Cox?
Yeah, he just popped in my live stream a few times. I talked to him on Instagram.
There you go.
That's cool. I was on a live stream with Neil. It was a week or two ago, and VCG popped in.
They popped in on mine the other day.
Nice.
Yep, 2 days ago, right at the end. When I said fuck all the other big channels out there. and I wasn't saying it in that fashion. It's just like when you're a small channel growing, like do it yourself. Do it on your own terms. Don't lean on people. Don't depend on them completely. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Does that
yeah,
make
definitely.
sense?
Definitely.
Actually, I had someone come in my live stream, and they was mad because I was helping a big YouTube channel. But I really enjoyed my time. I ain't apologizing for anything. I really enjoyed my time. We had fun.
Yeah.
You shouldn't apologize. If you enjoy what you're doing, who you're talking to, who you do stuff with, then you just do it,
I've told Brandon this many times. So I started out in the small engine community, and one thing and this was before YouTube put down the unlimited mobile live streaming for anybody, no 1,000 subscriber limit or something like that. But Brandon would always jump on mower, a tractor or something like that, and he would drive around the yard. And I don't know what it was. It was so liberating and free just to see him driving around. And I would watch that for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I loved it.
Well, you won't know this, Brandon, but on Saturdays when you do your live streams,
Yeah.
My thing at night is I play baseball on my PlayStation 3. I enjoy doing that, but I put on a live stream or something, and Saturday nights are usually my down nights, and you're always on. So I have you sitting on my nightstand, and I'm listening to conversations while I play baseball. I can't listen to the video game announcers. I have that on silent. But, on the Saturdays that you do stream or whoever's channels you're on, when you guys stream, it's always fun to listen to.
Yeah, I'm really glad y'all are here though, because the last few weeks I ain't had that many people come to my live streams. I've only had about 8 or 9, and I was doing 20 was my normal. Having 20 people in here was my normal there for a while, and then it just dropped down to hardly anybody.
Well, it looks like we got Everyday Fleet Tech in here. If we haven't said hello, we got footage. We got a ton of people in here. We got Chemical Spore. Craig Durbin's been in here for pretty much the whole entire hour so far. We got GB in here. Me again, Dave. We got a ton of people, guys. Thanks for all joining us, checking us out. If you haven't heard of BSS Small Engines, everything he does is pretty much in the name of his title up there, as well as the guy knows his stuff when it comes to carbs and any small engines. And he's just kind of, one of those do-it-yourselfers. And if you can't, he's going to figure it out.
I like that you get into different stuff too. Like your channel's not just one thing. You have a bit of everything.
Yeah, I was afraid about doing extra things on my channel. I was going to create a second channel. Actually, I created a second channel, but I never posted on it yet. Calls for my metal art and stuff. But I was like, that's just too much work. I already got the subscribers over here on this channel. Might as well just post here.
I'll say one thing, and you guys can rag on me all you want, but so there's a few big channels I watched when I first started out, and I'm sure a lot of people might have started there, but Wrangler Star was one of them. I understand that he can come off as annoying, but in terms of my channel, I feel like I should be able to do what the fuck I want. Like, not just one thing. If I want to get into cutting down trees, I run chainsaws, home ownership. You do, and to save yourself money, if you can, the more you can do, the better.
Oh,
same,
yeah.
same with my job, apartment maintenance. The more I learn, the more I can do, the more I can earn. So when people try to pit you into one category or say you are one thing, you can do whatever the hell you want. That's what I'm basically trying to say. So that's one thing I respect about Wrangler Star. He's not afraid to do. I bet you he would do a sewing video.
I don't really have a problem with him. I know a lot of people do, but I really don't have a problem with him.
I don't either. I think he's funny, but some of his stuff that I don't want to watch, I don't watch. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
See, people can watch what they want. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes it's not even just watching it for the content that they're doing. It's just watching it for the camera angles, watching it for what little trick they're doing here, or honestly watching it to know what not to do. I mean, there's just so many different things. Everybody looks at something and is like, and they want to give their 2 cents of how terrible something is. Look for the positive thing in it. Look for the little things that you are doing to get better, or the things that you shouldn't do, again, to get better. Because if you have a negative outlook on life, you're going to continue to do that, not only in your daily life, but in your work. And that's going to go on to the friends that you share and the content that you put out. That's just my 2 cents on it. So you got to look for the positive things in that.
No, I agree. And the sad thing is there's a lot of people on YouTube that don't understand that they don't have to watch videos if that's not their thing.
Right.
Bottom line, just don't click on them. It's that easy. I don't understand what's so hard about it, but apparently it's a challenge for a lot of people, and those people need to be on a short bus or something. I don't know.
If Neil's going to put out sewing, it's going to be Neil's sewing channel. I'm not going to watch it.
Right.
But I'm going to tell Brandon I'm going to watch his stuff then.
And you know what? And I respect that. That's fine.
I might watch Neil sewing.
Sewing with Neil. It could be interesting.
I'll
6
tell
beers deep.
I will tell you. So when I took home ec in middle school, I sewed a whole, or weaved or whatever, I guess it was sewed, a whole thing. The string, I threaded the needle through the tip of my finger and then continued to do the whole thing. So when I got to the end, I had been running through my finger the whole sewing project. And it grossed me out when I finally got to the end. I'm like, oh my God. Because I wasn't bleeding or anything. I just put it like through that little extra skin at the tip of the finger. But the fact that the string and everything was just running through it for like an hour.
Oh, Neil. Did you do that for fun? You were just telling you were doing that for fun.
No, I had no clue.
Hey, Robert.
Couldn't, like, it was in enough of the finger where the thread was going through it, but like wasn't far enough in where I could actually feel it continuously going through my finger. So junk from work is in here. What an asshole he is sometimes.
Man, we just about to talk some crap about some Canadians, and he shows up.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about Canadians.
Well, I was thinking those fucking Canadians better stay up in Canada, even in our chat. Apparently, he didn't get the memo.
He's probably wearing long johns up there. If I'm wearing a jacket and it's 52 degrees.
It's like 80 in here right now. But it was.
Brand's like, I'm sweating. I'm about to take off my shirt.
Yeah, I want to turn the air conditioner on.
Anything for the views, right, Brandon? Anything for the views.
Well, I've been looking at Instagram a lot, and I found that the ones that don't wear that much clothing gets a lot of likes and a lot of followers. So, there might be something to it.
Well, usually they're women that are half naked wearing a thong. You have half of it, right? It's just you don't have the body for it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't either. I was gonna make a shower video like Dick Skinner,
Oh yeah.
but I can't do it. I don't want to put people through it. Maybe if I put the Work Pro sign in front of my junk and took a shower like that.
That would be a shill for sure.
Well, I'm a complete Work Pro shill. You know, everyone knows it. They give me wheelbarrows full of money, and they don't even make wheelbarrows.
I think you would have to have a caulk gun in your shower that was a Work Pro. Just saying.
Like I said, my first free tool from Work Pro. And, you know, I got to give it a fair test, but I will say overall first impressions, not good. I like the ones that I bought.
It looks nice, though. I mean, at least you're honest, because, I mean, it looks nice.
It does. It looks nice. It you know, has a push button mechanism, which people like, but if you go up on the jaws, you see.
Oh, there you go. That ruined it for me.
Yeah, that and like the handles, like these grips aren't bad. Like the metal, the steel, whatever, it's right there. But like if you squeeze on it, it doesn't hurt your hands, but it's still like thin as a fruit roll up.
You know, Craig, if it would bring in money for these projects, I would come to Canmore. That's for sure.
So Neil, you didn't pay for those, did you, or did you pay for those?
I did not. That's the first Work Pro tool I've never paid for.
Okay, well that's good, because I was going to say if you paid for those, you need to return that.
I probably would. The only thing I will say that is there is the actual. Well, actually, the jaws are even wide. So like, I was really excited to get them. I'm still going to use them. See what the overall, you know, dealio is with them, but first impressions not very high.
Okay, say hi.
We have a what is that? White Claw or something there? Some woman drink?
That's a Cayman Jack.
Oh, there we go.
Margarita is my drink of choice. Okay, I just had to come say hi quick.
I don't know, Megan. What's these big questions? If it's the drama, we don't want the drama.
Wait, what's huh? Oh, me and Dave? No, there's no drama there.
Okay, just don't want that drama.
I made the mistake of letting my son look at his dad on the live stream before bed, and then he couldn't go to bed. He's like, "Well, I want Dad to come up and say goodnight to me." Well, you already did, and he's on YouTube, so he's not gonna just come up. So
see, Neil, that's why every time you're like, "Oh, my wife's putting the kids to bed," I'm like super jealous, because that's not
no.
over here.
I did my son's bedtime tonight. I always help out with bedtime.
So does he.
There's some nights where I do go earlier, and she is, yes, a godsend because she'll do that. But you know, I don't like not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like not doing that either.
Well, no, we just had a late day, and so normally it would be fine, but we just had a late day hanging out. But yeah.
Yep.
But I had to come say hi. I was watching your live stream for a little while I was doing some laundry.
There you go.
Hey, Brandon.
Hi.
I've seen you, I think, in the live chats before.
Oh yeah.
I'm the wife.
Yeah. I've seen you his live streams here lately.
You know, I'm just gonna say you have kind of like what was that Christina Applegate movie? The Babysitter's Dead. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I used to love that movie growing up. That was the best. Classic movie. Oh man, I need to watch that now. I need to see if Netflix or Hulu has that.
Somebody.
God, I loved that movie.
I just thought she was pretty decent looking back in the days. Just not gonna lie on that one.
So are you.
So are you.
You know, in my opinion.
I don't find the big deal. You know what? It takes a lot of work to to build up your channel enough where people wants to send you products and stuff. I don't find the big deal.
Yeah, I don't care. If people get free stuff, cool. That's fine. You know, you're not it's just all right. I'm going to say an example, and I'll actually refrain from what I'm actually trying to say, if that makes sense. But when guys get upset for another guy being with a woman, and you're like, why do you care? You wouldn't have a chance with her, you know? That's kind of what these, you know, how people view these tools as.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Every time someone says something about getting paid or sponsored a video or something, I always say, reason I don't say anything, because if I was in a spot someone wanted to sponsor a video of mine, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Because these videos cost money to make.
And time. Yeah. Even if it's not that monetary cost, it's that time factor. So Brandon, I mean, like, you know, what's your time worth an hour? We'll just say it's worth $30 an hour, and it takes you 4 hours to do a video. And I'm not trying to say you're too cheap or you're too expensive. I mean, Neil's probably like $80 an hour, but you know, he's got to pimp himself out. But if you look at that, even if you're $30, because it's easy to do math, for 4 hours, it's $120. Granted, it didn't cost you $120, but your time is worth something.
Well, the way I look at it is, why are you mad that somebody else is giving, like, why are you mad that somebody else is getting free stuff? Because maybe down the road, that could be you. But if you put out all this hate about it, then later on down the road, when somebody wants to give you free stuff, then you're a hypocrite. Better just keep your mouth shut.
Well, and there's a lot of channels out there that do that run their mouth and talk about shit. But you know, they're getting free shit and reviewing it and pretending like it doesn't happen.
It's my sponsor.
Yeah, Brandon got.
About to put that on my videos.
Yeah, Brandon, you got 2 free drill bits from. We won't mention any names. We'll just call them CD. We'll try to keep that on the down low. But CD gave you 2 drill bits, and you know, I think maybe he's a sponsor out there.
Oh yeah, Craig's my CD is my biggest sponsor.
Shh, don't say it.
What's going on, Matt Hansen? Junk from work as usual. Later. He said Big Clive posted a video, so he has to run. He has more important things to do. You know, that's fine. But getting back to the free shit, you know, YouTube's fun for me, so I don't consider my time as a factor in terms of like making videos. But yeah, we all put a lot of thought and hours into it. We lose a lot of sleep over what we're doing next and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, for me, I'm not a big channel, so like it's fun right now, and I know we all say that, but it's like it's therapy for me.
See now, Texas Keykeeper Ray, I think Shinerbot sponsors his videos. I do believe it.
Who? What? Huh?
Shinerbot. It's a beer company in Texas.
Oh, I do need a beer sponsor though. If I want to keep getting drunk on live streams,
yeah,
someone sponsor me.
Well, my husband came unprepared for his live stream because he drank all his beer the other night. So I had to share my margarita tonight.
But Neil, let's be honest. Have you asked anybody to be your beer sponsor yet?
That's a good point.
No.
Okay.
I see a space in the back that could fit a nice beer sign for your sponsor right next to your Work Pro.
We could put a little hang low.
Yep.
Off the
Yeah,
Work
we
Pro.
got space belt right here. I mean, we could get you a sponsor.
So I think sometimes when we're talking about people that want to complain, and I'm not saying you're complaining, Neil, I'm just saying sometimes people haven't done any work before they expect something to be given to them or free.
I don't expect anyone to send me anything. You know,
Well, I don't either.
Yeah, and like it's just gonna happen for certain people, you know. I do talk to Work Pro, and I've they've sent more free shit to other channels. Look at Junk from Work. They sent him like $200 worth of tools.
I'm
to
jealous.
test out, and
No,
he
I'm just
likes
kidding.
them. And they're going to be sending stuff, but that's all right with me, like, because I actually do believe in Work Pro. I think they're better. Like, they advertise as DIY, but I think they're slightly better, and they could break into some professional markets. So I started talking to them, said, hey, like, Junk from Work, some mechanics, send them up some mechanic stuff, Tools and Trash does pliers, send them a pair of fucking pliers, and WorkPro is all for the honest reviews. Like, I gave my initial review video of this, and they contacted me. They're like, what'd you want me to say? The handles felt like fruit roll up, and this was crap. And I'm like, well, I did say that, but like, let me use them for a few months and actually feel them out before you go back to your developers, because I do think they are trying to make the best tools possible.
Nice. Zaphael says, I expect people to send me things, but I don't give a mailing address. Yeah, that happens.
Raphael, I sent you a nude a couple weeks ago. Do you not get that?
Not by mail. Looks like we got Yoda Doug in here.
Doug.
Wanted to say hello. Hey, Yoda, I want to ask you a question. If you're still in here, I know there's a right tool that's in my toolbox. What would your thoughts be if one of those right tools happened to make it into a torture test? Which one would you rather see? The one with the black grip or the straight handle? Just throwing that out there. If a right tool should make it into part 2 or maybe even part 3 of a 3/8 inch drive ratchet torture test, which one would you like to see? Or maybe neither. I mean, that might be honest. Just throwing that out there.
Well, Doug says, at the maintenance man, if you want something, you got to go get it. If you want sponsors, you got to do the legwork. I think that's what Chris is saying. Well, what I was saying, I'm still trying to figure out what direction I'm going in. So I'm not going to force sponsors. Like, I'm not there yet. But, like, who cares if people get them?
I keep hoping if I keep mentioning how great this set is, they'll send me the newer updated set.
I think you should contact them because Tecton would love to hear from people like you. Just saying. Hashtag, just saying. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means.
See, the only email I get for reviews is from companies on Amazon.
China.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you.
I got some China company like, can you test out our guns and knives and shit? And I'm like, that's not me. I'll direct you in these channels' directions, but.
See, I never took a marketing class or sales or anything like that, but just as an outsider, I think that if you don't contact somebody and ask for, I don't know, we'll just call it free shit, then somebody else is, and they're going to get it, and you're not. So might as well reach out, because the worst thing they're going to do is say no, and then you're in the exact same position you were already in. But then you at least know that you tried.
I am going to reach out to Milwaukee because there's a lot of plumbing tools that I'm interested in, and apartment maintenance is a thing, and maybe I can sway them to give my honest opinion on how some of their plumbing tools would work in the apartment maintenance field / real estate.
Doesn't hurt to ask. If you want my wife to proofread something so it looks, or if you just want it to look like, you, then do you. I mean, I don't know how they are. Maybe they want the real raw Neil. It works out that way. Let me read this one email here. Maybe you guys can tell me if this is the exact same one you get. I'd love it if it was. This is Outdoor Chan. I'm Tony, a seller on Amazon. Now I have some tactical flashlight, brass catcher, rifle bipod, some kind of sling, Moloch, shooting glasses, airsoft goggles, cleaning pellets, mole pouch, admin.
Oh my gosh, did you get the same email?
Yep.
Yeah.
One packet is for makeup brushes.
Hi, my buddy. I'm Tony. Like right there, I stopped.
Yep. It's so funny.
I read the emails like outdoor, like I camp and shit. Like I'm
I don't know if it's on yours, but his name is significantly bigger in text than the rest of it. So it's clearly like a
Copy and
copy
paste.
paste, copy paste.
Do you ever call in to like a call center and you get somebody that clearly their native language is not, we'll just say English based.
They do one of these. Yes, this is John Smith. How may I help you?
And do you ever go back and be like, no, John Smith, please tell me what your real name is. Let's not sugarcoat what your screen name is. What's your real name?
Yeah, all the time, man. Like, yeah, it's just Sirius Radio. When that came out, I did have it, and fucking dealing with the support number. That's all you got. Roundabout, like you wouldn't get anywhere. Spinning tires, 2-wheel drive, rear wheel drive.
That happens. Yoda Doug, thanks for commenting back in there. Yeah, I'm just not sure which one of the right ratchets I want to do. They both have their place. That flex head one I might want to do, but then I got to deal with the comfort grip on it. That's going to be an obstacle. But the chrome on that long handle right ratchet is just fantastic, that it's almost like I feel bad putting that in and damaging it. But, it's all for fun. That's why sometimes it takes a long time to go between the torture test videos, because it's like, God, I got to work myself up before I know that I'm just going to physically destroy that tool. But once it gets started, I'll tell you, it's amazing.
So are you trying to say that some tools are just too pretty to break?
No, I'm just saying they'll all break. It just takes a while to get to that point where it's like, okay, I've held you long enough. You've been worked over a little bit. Now it's time to just, let it go. Break it. Yep. That just is what happens. Well, Brandon, what you got working on there? You put your Tecton set away.
Oh yeah, I'm just standing at the workbench.
I don't know about you guys. I'll probably only be on here about another 15, 20 minutes, and then I got to get going. It's been a long week, and I did want to try to wrap up and get one more video ready to go for next week. Like I said, it's been kind of a crazy week. Lots of ups and downs, lots of exciting things, lots of new stuff coming in for the part 2 of the ratchet torture test. So got those things that are going on, and hopefully we'll get some new content out here for everybody next week.
Yeah, I'm going to do a super long one tonight. There's been times I've gone, well, that one time you came on here, I think we went until almost 2 o'clock in the morning that one time.
That happens sometimes. I think Neil doesn't try to do a long live stream, but I think he might have.
My graphics like 2 in the morning. Which one was that? It must have been a while
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's
I try to usually stay until around 10:30 to 11 is what I usually try to go for. But sometimes, some with this whole it getting dark early is throwing me off. I want to go to bed early.
Oh, definitely. I hear you on that. Toolbox footage comment in there. No, I like to kiss them before, so I mean, I think that costs extra.
Yeah, like you go too late, and it's kind of like nothing ever good comes from you stay out too late on the roads and stuff. You get a lot of trash that comes in.
Or out. You just never know.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes you have to have too many breaks in between, depending on how late it gets.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like the more I try and do my channel and stuff, and wow, is there like a whole bunch of just different people out there, the different stages you reach,
Speaking of different people, one of the long live streams that I remember, Neil, This one was epic. It always sticks out in my mind.
Okay,
It
right.
revolves around a Sawzall and a beer, and the things that happened, and it was great. So I know me again. Dave's in here. He knows exactly what we're talking about.
Justin
And I
Dow was on.
And I was watching a video of his today, and I will be honest, I do not remember the reference to the cutting of a cake with a Sawzall, but there were marks. So I'm going to need you to let me know where that was videoed at so I can go see how those marks took place with the Sawzall to the cake, because I missed that one, man. I apologize.
It's on Instagram. I can maybe shoot you a link later or something. But the variable speed trigger really helps that Sawzall cut through that. Like, he cut it like a pro. That thing was sliced and diced in perfect squares. He was probably 20 beers deep at that time, but still cut perfect squares.
Very nice.
That's impressive.
I want to see that.
Mike Hodge is back. Jared Milky Way, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
Hi, Jared.
Who's this Jared guy? He seems to follow you around, Neil, and only says the finest things about you. Kind of like a caramel nougat.
Jared Milky Way is a good guy. In fact, we are working on he, myself, and 4IM Caper, smaller channels. We're going to have a small channels awards show.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that.
Hosted on Jared Milky Way's Tool Community channel. And I will say it's all rigged. We're going to pick the categories, and we're probably going to have some people pick the winners of those categories. But the people that are getting honored, it's not rigged. We're kidding, but we're going to take votes and stuff. We're going to make a panel. It's going to be a fun time. It's for the smaller channels, have been doing this for a while, and no matter how big or small you are, you're putting out important content, and that's what YouTube is about. And so we're going to have, I don't know if they're going to be trophies or just,
Definitely.
ribbons or something, but we are going to have them made, and we have 10 categories we're working on. We have most of them figured out, but it'll be a fun time. We're going to have like roasts and hopefully, like, what I would like to do is have the categories that we make, like maybe have some bigger channels come in, present the runner or the people that
On the award show, like they read the cards of all the people, and then
and then the winner comes in, and then the bigger channel says, "Hey, man, keep up what you're doing. I enjoy your content." All that, it should be very fun.
Can I offer a suggestion? Can you do like a People's Choice Award, and then you could somehow make the
do a YouTube poll.
Yeah, like you do like a poll, and people can vote like up to like once a day of their favorite.
Okay, well that's a little too advanced.
Okay, fine.
Once
like a one-time poll, and then do like a People's Choice Award.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try and do. Like I didn't mean like we're like just picking the winners.
I know.
But, the advancement, or we're putting a lot of effort in, but not as much as we can this year. But next year, we'll do it every year.
Looks like we had Grant McIntosh join us. What's going on? We got Texas Keeper back in here. Let's see, what else do we have going on? That's about it. Oh, are you gonna have me again, Dave, cut the cake for the awards if there is gonna be any?
Yeah, here's your piece.
That's really clever. That's really fun.
For every winner, he's gonna shotgun a beer with Red Sonja, and his grandson has to film it. Hold the camera.
Me again, Dave. I'm just gonna say I'm hurt that you would say that, because anything of importance that you want me to see, you send me on Instagram, and then I look at it. Just
yeah,
give me a hard time, buddy. Seriously, every time you send me something, I go watch it. So I watched what you sent me. I heard the reference to the cake cutting, and that's where I'm at. I don't get the whole Instagram thing. It's so much work. So when I check my messages like once every 2 or 3 days, that's when I get a chance to do it. And then my wife is like, I saw you were online. The Instagram thing said you were green today. And I'm like, I don't know. Why does it show that? I didn't do anything.
Well, because he doesn't go on it. So I'm like, oh, were you like using it? Like, I help him post some stuff on it. I'm like, hey, you got people that follow you on that.
I'm like, okay.
I'm like, you gotta post. You gotta let them know.
I just kind of keep it for
I do post
my
on
side chicks.
Why?
Your side chick.
I'm just joking.
There you go.
See, Brandon, you are up on all of those technologies, and you just get them all to go seamlessly.
How old are you, Brandon? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I do.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
27.
Yeah, so like you grew up with technology, so you probably don't.
No, it's not true. That's not true. I'm 33, and the first computer I used was a floppy disk.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, and every year after that, it was like more advanced and advanced, and I finally just said, "Fuck it, I'm not learning anything else."
It's like Twitter.
Like MS DOS was the easiest thing for me. You type in Win or Duke Nukem 3D or Wolf or Wolfenstein. Like that was an easy system for me, and I know it's gotten easier, but like there was just so much computer technology made throughout my lifetime. Even though I'm young at 33, there was so much thrown at me. We went from like Dell to Mac to Dell to Mac to IBM to Mac to it just. Yeah.
I'm also 33, and I feel like I have most I know most of the stuff that I don't know, not the
I
kids.
begged my wife to do Instagram.
Popular, but there's still things I don't know. Like my stepdaughter knows way more about stuff than I do. I'm like, how do you know that? She's like, how do you not know that?
Like we were in the information era, but it was thrown at us so heavily.
Yeah.
That eventually I was like, I can't follow what we're doing.
Yeah, I think I was probably 10 years old when we first got our first decent computer that you could actually do something on.
Dial-up internet. Fucking.
AOL.
I remember my uncle, so he was like a computer guy, and he kept building our computer. I remember when our computer was at like 1.7 gigabytes, he's like, you could run fucking anything on that. Now, if your computer's under like, I don't know, they go above gigabytes now, right?
Gigahertz 2.5, 3.0, 4.5.
Like the storage, the memory, it's just ridiculous.
I'll tell you, my computer in the 90s, late 90s, sounded like a jet engine.
Yes.
And it finally started quieting down in the late 2000s. Oh.
And then, like, I'll just say this. My brother would come home from college and download a bunch of porn on my computer, and that fucked shit up real bad.
That sounds like an adware, spyware issue. I don't know if the first word that you used was the one that really was the issue.
No, iMesh. It was on iMesh.
Well, then you're connecting to who knows what and where, and then they're connecting back to you. And it's kind of like a backdoor reach around kind of situation.
Well, like my uncle's on my computer. I'm like, it's really, really slow. I don't know what's up. And he opens up, like I didn't know iMesh was on there. And there's like 100 porns being downloaded on that. So like, when I turn my computer on, it would dial up and it's like downloading these porns. And I'm like, get rid of it. Like I didn't want it on there. It's just, and now all you need is this, It's crazy.
I don't know. I've seen so much technology in my life come and go. It's like I'm almost overloaded, and I just need to stick with certain things that work, and the other stuff, if somebody has time to show me how, I've never figured out how to make Twitter work. So I don't use it.
Yeah, me too. I don't know Twitter.
Not that impressive to me, so I don't use Twitter.
Like
That's what a lot of the teens like to use.
Like you're gonna just shoot something out there and be like, "Fuck this." All right, cool.
I mean, I already do that with my YouTube videos. Why would I do that on Twitter?
I did it on my live streams, you know.
Yeah.
I bury myself, I guess. Hard. So the lightning bolt in the background. Can you tell me about that?
I was gonna ask about that too.
Yeah, it was a big lot buy. It's a Bluetooth speaker.
It's fucking badass.
Does it like flicker or change with the
No,
music?
it just lights up. It was $5 at Big Lots.
Fuck.
Oh, Big Lots, man! I haven't been there in like 4 or 5 years.
Man,
Used to live right by a Big Lots, so went there all the time.
man, they had great stuff.
You can go here and get the iced coffee. They got the iced coffee that tastes just like the Starbucks you get in the glass bottles. 50 cents a piece.
Yep.
Man,
You know, surprisingly, I don't have a Starbucks like around me.
that's shocking.
Yeah, your life it'll be okay. Yeah.
I like don't drink there ever.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying, like, I live in a.
I got Dunkin' Donuts, and that's a lot cheaper than Starbucks. If I
All
do
right, so
something like that.
I'll tell you one thing. I like the Dunkin' Donut coffee. I don't like the Dunkin' Donuts, and I just found this out the hard way. So I went inside. I was eating a donut, having a coffee with the kid, and I went back up and I'm like, "Can I get a refill on coffee?" And they're like, "Sir, that'll be like $1.20." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Starbucks at least gives you a free refill on black coffee," and they're like, "No, sir, it's like $1 something." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I can go to McDonald's and get a 99-cent cup of coffee. I can get all the refills I want."
So here up the road here on the same road as I live on, we got a Starbucks, and next door there's a Dunkin' Donuts.
That's competition right there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Mike Hodge says, "Who remembers Oregon Trail?" I do. Usually, most of my people die from typhoid or
Dysentery.
dysentery. Yeah,
Yes.
I push them. You're either gonna make it or you're gonna fucking die.
Yes.
I would be a farmer. I would go hunting for 3 months, get that buffalo, and then giddy up and get out of there.
I would hunt for squirrels and
Yeah.
just live off of that, and then make it. If I had 2 people at the end, I didn't care.
My parents would not buy that for us. So
Carmen San Diego. That's another good game.
anytime I was at a friend's house, I was always like, "Do you have Oregon Trail? Can we please play it?" My parents won't buy it for us.
I didn't get to play video games on a computer unless I went to school, and then the
Number munchers.
the school in Eastern Kentucky, the computer teacher was so cool that she would let us do our exercises for a few minutes, and then she would let us play video games the rest of the time.
Yeah, #1 teacher award. Who
That-
got that?
That's when we got to play Number Munchers. That was the first game I played on. a
Oh, I love
computer.
That
Number
name sounds
Munchers.
familiar, but I don't remember
I
what
like
you
Word
do on it.
Munchers. Word Munchers was really
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
Word Munchers was harder, a lot harder.
I'll need to Google that tonight. I remember that name, but I don't remember that how you play it.
I'm gonna grab a few more beers real quick.
Bucks Run, Cajun ain't came in here yet, or I would ask him about your chainsaw. But he ain't came in here yet. He usually is, but I don't know where he is.
That's awesome. I'm checking out me again, Dave's cake cutting on Instagram.
Okay, that's the best cake cutting I've ever seen. All cakes should be cut with that tool.
Was that a well-used blade too? I couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, and he gets a little piece of cake from his wife. It's nice.
Yeah, that almost looks like it was a well-used blade. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's how I would roll.
Build your immunities.
Yep, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-second roll.
Like
You're at.
when I take my kids to a store or something, my wife's like, Did you wipe their hands? Did you wipe the cart down? Oh yeah, I did all that.
So I went to look for me against Dave on Instagram, and somehow I ended up on a pot grower's Instagram. And
Hot girl?
it's just pictures of pot.
Oh, I thought you said hot girl.
No pot. Yeah.
Ah.
Hey, You have like 1 million subscribers.
Only 237.
Oh,
It's probably more
still
than
time
me.
to grow. Feel like
I just like cleared out 100, and they're all like, because like I post a picture, and then like 100 weird fake girl accounts fucking jump on it real quick, and then you got to clear those out though.
Let's see. Look like GB said Wolfenstein 3D. Yeah, I remember that.
Wolfenstein.
I also remember it was like so weird. Like the first game was like 3 discs or something like that, and then if you wanted to unlock all the other 9 levels, it was like 1 disc. It was something silly like that.
I had the free version, but there's also this other good game called Operation Body Count, which was kind of like that, but you just like went through buildings killing people. And then Doom was freaking, you know.
Looks like we got Armando from the vault. This is his first time here.
What's going on,
Checking us
Armando?
out.
welcome.
Yeah, welcome to my stream. Thanks for coming.
Yep. So Brandon typically focuses on small engines and lots of repairs, and he does that every day. And he does lots of other things.
Working.
I'm just here
Yep. We're just showing up, giving Brandon some support.
because he's an awesome guy.
It's better than last week. Nobody showed up on my panel, and I was there for like 2 hours talking to myself, pretty much.
Sorry, I missed that one.
I do listen, like I said, but
Well, there was people in the live chat, but there's no one on the panel. Feel like you're talking to yourself.
So interestingly enough, I know Neil was talking about the small channel awards that he's going to be doing, but out of curiosity, have you guys been able to think what's going to happen? I don't know what the new rules with StreamYard are, but it sounds like some of the multi-streaming is going to be coming to an end tonight or tomorrow.
what?
Yeah.
On StreamYard?
Yeah, I got some message that I just read today. That
I
was
think
awesome.
multi-streaming, though, is their multi-platform streaming.
Oh, so
I think we're good.
So we're still good. So it doesn't affect having multiple people in the stream. It's just streaming to other platforms.
Yeah, like
Besides YouTube?
or Facebook. And I don't live stream on any of those.
I will say I think
Okay, that's true. You're right.
kind of I don't mind StreamYards. It's been good. But I do hear that next year Google Hangouts will be coming back for the live streams. I guess they're just improving it.
Is that why they took it away then?
They're improving it because they want it to be more like a Skype kind of go-to meeting type of thing, so they can use it for lots of trainings and putting a cost-based model around
What
it.
about a guy that just wants to have a beer with someone in Nebraska and someone in Texas?
I guess they want you to do it on FaceTime or Skype and then not have the whole entire world watch you.
F
Fox
that.
Run, we've
That's
been
not fun.
thing.
I know. Oh yeah, Hexen was a good game. I remember playing that one.
What were you saying there, PSS?
Oh, Fox Run was asking what tools we were supposed to be talking about. We just talked about everything. But Fox, you missed my video. I did some blacksmithing earlier. Not the best stuff. Made a hook. Made a knife.
Yeah.
Worked on another knife.
See, it's cool though. You get to play around with it, you know?
Hey, Brandon, it looked like Armando from the vault asked if the maintenance man and I both had channels. If you wouldn't mind, if you throw a link to our channels.
Here,
in
I'll
the
just
chat.
say hello and you can click on it there, Armando. Right?
Oh yeah, I guess you could type in the chat.
Well, we can't put our URLs in there because we'll get blocked most likely unless Brandon wants to release them.
Here.
Oh,
For that.
Oh yeah, Craig, if you can throw those in there since you're a moderator, that would be great. A lot of times you can also just right click on the people's name or click on them and it will allow you to navigate, but every platform is a little bit different depending on how you use it.
I think, Brandon and I have both been kind of growing together here.
Yeah, we've been like neck to neck with subs.
Yeah, like we broke 300 pretty much right there. We're going to break 400 pretty much right there. And it's been fun.
Hey, I just want to let you know that I think I was number 390 of your subscribers the other week.
Which
Neil, sorry, maintenance man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I subbed it, and then it like was a nice even number, and I thought that was good luck because I know I like numbers and.
Yeah, I didn't know Neil wasn't a moderator. I don't know why.
That's okay. I'm not either.
Because I'm just not cool enough. That's
That might be it. Oh, Fox Run. I also made this to make switch over. To make hooks and stuff. You just clamp it down in the vise. And it's not square. It's crooked. This little pipe's crooked. It's not square. But it works.
You can form it how you want to.
Yeah.
And see here, I'm thinking that was for artillery shells on the 4th of July.
No, that's exactly what I thought.
I do have
4th of July is his holiday. I'll tell you what.
Unfortunately, I live in a military town, and they got where they been finding people for shooting off fireworks because of soldiers with
PTSD.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, like in Colorado, they can't even light fireworks off, or certain places because it gets too dry.
People are too fucking high and dry.
They don't care about lighting fireworks.
No, they don't. I was gonna say this. So, like, Bauer or Harbor Freight. Like, one thing I do want to mention is I've seen Harbor Freight corded tools used professionally. I have yet to see any of the cordless platform in professional use. What are your guys' thoughts?
You know what? I gave my thoughts on the 5 reasons why not to buy Harbor Freight Bauer tools. I would say that is definitely for the professional level. If you are a home user and you're looking for something fairly cheap to get you started with, or you got a one and done job, it's something that you can definitely look at. Harbor Freight has a very lax return policy, so I'll let you use that how you want to and interpret that how you want to. But at the end of the day, some people have really good luck with it. I don't know anybody professionally that rolls with it every single day. I know a lot of people roll with the Ryobi stuff. I know a lot of window installers, other things like that they're general handyman. I've seen them use that all the time. I don't see anybody that I know that rolls with Bauer or Hercules. That's just my 2 cents on it too.
And I'm not saying like Ryobi, like I don't know. For some reason, I do know this. 20, 25 years ago, they were crap, but they were trying to make a name for themselves. But when these blue ones came out, yeah, they're a little bigger, bulkier, but they did something right with them. I don't know what, but they did something right, and they never looked back. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that battery, God,
I had the NiCad batteries.
Terrible.
They are, but if you throw one of these on them,
that is that's the number one greatest thing about Ryobi is that I can tell you from when I bought this tool back in, we'll say 2005-ish or maybe 6-ish, give or take, they haven't changed their battery system. So that's the one great thing about that line that I will give them kudos for. Now, the thing that I will kick Harbor Freight in the Jimmy for would be that they have the Bauer line, they got the Warrior line, and they got the Hercules line.
And none of it makes any sense at all.
And then they got the Earthquake line. Why did they not make the same battery system for all of them so that if it was truly supposed to be targeted at good, better, best,
Hold on.
let me as the consumer choose if I want to buy the smallest, medium, or the largest battery for whichever tool I want, whichever line I want, whichever one I can afford. And then if I can afford something bigger, better, greater, who knows, whatever my cash flow is because of a certain job, then I will step up into that. I think they missed the boat on that one. And I think that Ryobi's the only one that I can say has had that battery consistency for at least a decade.
Well, yeah, that and Milwaukee, Makita, they're all very good brands, but like I'll just counter that. Like Bauer and Hercules have different tools, and I if you watch the Den Tools, it's because they're trying to make their own battle of the tools, to price point them differently or whatever. Fair enough. But if you look at Rigid has a pretty decent cordless lineup, but they haven't made anything new or exciting for that lineup. So that's why, like, when I look at Ryobi, Rigid, and Milwaukee, I look at Milwaukee and Ryobi because at least Ryobi is trying to be innovative. Like they're coming out with a portable bandsaw. Is it professional grade? Maybe not. Some people like me probably could use it professionally, but it's nice that they come up with those DIYer type things. And then on the other hand, Milwaukee, they did an awesome job with the 12-volt system. And I think if Ryobi put a little time into 12-volt tools, they would kill the market.
Do you want to know the honest reason why the Warrior, Bauer, and Hercules line don't have compatible batteries? The honest reason is because Harbor Freight doesn't control the manufacturing on those. They are contracted through other companies. They don't own like the actual manufacturing the tools. They're not all the same manufacturer. They're branding their name on something while they have the ability to work with that manufacturer and have some secret sauce put into it. They don't have all of the tooling at the end of the day and the power to say, hey, I need you to make this compatible with this one because that's probably another line or another manufacturer, and they can't do that.
But they also have like a battery platform of DeWalt. Like you look at DeWalt and Porter Cable and Black & Decker and all of them, they all, like even Hercules, it looks like the same battery, but the connections are all different. They make them all different in them.
Yep, and they all have a different logic board, and they all have a different board that says, ooh, if this one cell dips below this certain level, kill the battery because we're going to protect you. Right. Then they have other ones that protect the whole battery as a whole, that if the whole thing dips below, shut it off. So they have different kinds of logic built in there, and then you're now starting to have to pay for the intelligence that they built in, but they're all the same. So they have 2 or 3 different types of battery platforms in there. The one that I can tell you is that 18650 cell, and then they have those 2 other jumbo cells, and I don't know what the numbers on those are.
Can I take a drunk shot in the dark here because I'm feeling pretty good? But like, so
yep.
Hercules, I see a lot of comparison on their battery I'm assuming the people that design the tools probably worked for DeWalt at some point. Just by what the Den Tool said and stuff. DeWalt is like, I like Stanley hand tools, but they frustrate the hell out of me because, and I understand Milwaukee owns the royalties for 18 volts to DeWalt. What'd they do? Flex volt. Change over from 18 volt to 20 volt. Fucked a lot of people over. They knew they were going to lose business. But then they also have all these brands like Craftsman, Porter Cable, Black & Decker.
I like the DeWalt impact driver. I use it every day.
They're great. I'm just saying, like DeWalt is like a shady company. They pick up free agents. They pick up free agent tool companies, but like the people that design Hercules, it kind of looks like a DeWalt knockoff. So it all feels the same, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, Toyota and Honda were big dogs back in the day, and then Kia and Hyundai came along. They didn't necessarily take anybody from Honda or Toyota. They just,
No.
they just tried to look like a car and have four wheelers that were similar to something that sold really, really well and made a company lots of money. And so they had to come in at something different, whether it be that 100,000-mile warranty, whether that be Hercules or Bowers coming in at a different price point with a a la carte warranty that you're going to have to gamble on, things like that. Those to me are all just differences in marketing to get you to buy a product to make you think that it's better. It may be better, but it may also not be. It's just how you sell tools.
I'm just gonna say that what you just said, fucking genius. Like that was a great comparison, spot on, 100%.
Just trying to make real world scenarios to that Kia that you own in the back, as well as I can't knock you for that because my wife owns and drives a Kia.
I'm gonna get the
I love my
Telluride
minivan.
next.
You're gonna get the what?
Telluride?
I don't think I've seen that one. We just bought a van last year, so
I love a van.
we're not-
Is that a van, Neil?
It's an SUV, but
Oh, okay.
the second row is captain seats, and the third row, it's like my Borrego, but a little bigger, sexier.
Well,
so it's not a minivan.
I don't know like anything about cars.
Minivans are awesome. They're the most practical vehicle you could ever buy.
Oh
And
man, I just love having my minivan, and I will never like drive another car again. It's my favorite car.
So what do you know about the Kia GDI? You mean the 3.3?
Yeah,
liter?
Matt Hansen, you were saying this on Dow's live stream last night. I haven't had a Kia with that motor in it, so I don't know much about it.
The GDI, I can't remember what the terminology stands for on that one, but I mean, I did some research on the Kia motor as far as like our vehicle. I know that the 2019 model was a change, even though it was the same liters. They changed up like a lot of oil filter locations and a bunch of other different things. Even though it literally looked like the same motor on paper, they changed a lot of things on it for the 19s, and they'll probably do the same thing for the 20s. But Brandon, you look like a pickup kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Texas. We like trucks here, and I live on a little farm, and we got horses and stuff, so gotta have trucks.
You do those lifted trucks, or do you just do truck? Like
I think a lifted truck is. I don't think they tow right. When you put a trailer on them,
thank you.
of course they tow right.
Or what if you want to load fucking tile or flooring or 2x4s, and the guy literally picks out a 2-foot-high step stool to load up his bed of his truck? I look at him and say, hey, you might be you should have rode the short bus to Home Depot today.
Oh yeah, so you put GDI on the end of it, of the engine tag, and it just stands for gasoline direct injection. So I knew I remembered it from somewhere. That was just one of those marketing terms that sounds great. So GDI doesn't mean really anything. Gasoline direct injection.
I was thinking like, goddamn.
Gosh darn it, ignition. I don't know, but yeah.
My card says GDI is noisy as fuck. He said AF. I think that's as fuck. I'm a Hyundai tech and clog all the time due to carbon buildup. So is there anything efficient about the Mycodge?
It's a gasoline.
Yes, I know Hyundai is Kia, but I hate Hyundais, all right?
Oh my gosh, Craig Durbin has like 1 million vehicles.
And the other thing too, like if you do LOL, do you put a Z at the end?
I don't.
So
he must LOLs a lot.
Stop.
Not making fun either. I'm just saying.
It's when you do tons. When you want to do tons a different way, you do TONZ. That's a tons of BS.
I do LOLs.
Brandon, are you okay?
Because
I have a pump, and she's eating screws that fell on the floor. So I have.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Screws?
Yeah, screws. Cause
She got-
my sister straight Dane got in here and took off the box of screws and dumped them out on the floor.
She got
Oh my
pooped.
goodness.
She got pooped those out. What do you do with that?
So that would be a costly bet, Bill.
Yeah.
I bet.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man. That's like
you can't make that stuff up.
She ate the extension cord that powers my shed today.
Oh,
well, then she's good. She's good. She knows what she's doing. She's just bringing down the house right now. That's all.
13 trucks and counting, 62 tractors, and all
Oh
kinds
my
of random
gosh.
stuff. Yeah, and
Texas Keykeeper, you have like twice as many. No, like a million times as many. Man,
Mike Hodge, I got a big problem with your LOLs. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds like fucking
oh, look,
Barbie Land or something. I don't know.
we got somebody that joined Brandon's stream. Let's say hello.
I figure if I told her, she can't get into stuff.
oh, man.
Oh,
Wait.
Pretty dog.
Oh, that is a pretty dog. Mike Hodge though says he feels gay saying LOL, but he adds the Z. I mean, I feel the opposite. I'm just saying.
I wonder if
So
it's a generational thing. How old are you, Mike?
maybe.
let's not worry about age.
Yeah, Client Graphics, you live in Nebraska, right?
I may.
You live in that region. There
Yeah.
cornfield somewhere around you?
Yeah, of course, you
Very
know.
close.
I'm a corn shucker. I mean a corn husker.
All
I'm a
right.
Go Big Red.
So what if I said I want to move out there and I'm gonna plow my field like an asshole and build a baseball field?
I would say you are living in a field of dreams.
Goddamn right.
And you better bring a Louisville Slugger and a lot of baseball.
I do want to say, is that not one of the best movies ever?
It was a great movie.
Do you remember it? Like, do
Of
you?
course.
All right, so like I watched it again for the 100th time the other day, but when he takes Terrence Mann to the ball game, and Moonlight Graham comes up on the scoreboard, and Terrence Mann says, "I didn't see it." He takes him home, drops him off. He pulls the VW bus around, and there's Terrence Graham in the middle of the street, and he goes, "Moonlight Graham," and Kevin Costner goes, "You saw it. You saw the message. You saw it. Moonlight Graham, one game, no at bats or whatever." My hairs stand up on my arms when that happens. Like,
Great feeling. Yep. It's like one of those feelings where you're just
I don't
like a.
I don't think we can use a magnet to get the screws out of her. And unfortunately, she's a very expensive dog. She is AKC registered.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do the magnet trick on there. They sell those. They specifically say on there you're not supposed to swallow them or put them up to you, I believe, as
You know, I went to the hospital one time because I'm accident prone, and a guy was in there because he had nails in his mouth from hanging pictures for his wife, and he swallowed the nail.
you could poop that out.
you can take that chance. You could probably try to make it go the other way first.
I mean, putting anything in my mouth makes me nervous. I saw this episode of House. I think it was House once, and somebody like used to bite on toothpicks and accidentally
Yes, I saw
they
that
accidentally
one.
swallowed a piece of it, and it like took forever till the end to figure out that the toothpick had been like traveling like all over his body and like puncturing holes everywhere, and that was what the cause of this guy's issues were. And I was like, I'm never putting anything in my mouth ever again because I'm gonna die swallowing anything.
There's an American girl, I forget where, but she did a pancake eating contest or something,
Okay.
and 4 months later she died because of a piece of pancake that lodged in her throat for 4 months.
Weird.
What?
Yeah, and it suffocated her.
And it took 4 months?
What what piece of food does like? I mean, it should. I guess because it's in your throat and you don't have the acids to break it down. But yeah, like
Wow.
I had heard a story when we first moved here and it's the reason they don't allow a lot of foods here, and teachers doing giving foods to students here. They was doing a competition in the class. How many mushrooms can you How many marshmallows can you put in your mouth?
Oh yeah,
And the kid choked to death in the class.
that's awful.
do you guys remember the pop up stick things or the finger things?
Oh, push pop.
Push
the
pop, yes.
lollipop.
Yeah,
That's
so
wrong hand gestures. Don't do that.
huh?
That's what you do.
What did I
In your
do?
pocket.
I went like this.
Yes.
I was talking about my wife. She was,
Okay.
Isn't that a push pop?
yes, those are push
The
pops.
lollipops?
All right,
Oh.
the push pops.
Yeah.
You get up there, and
There you go.
Anyways,
done.
though the
Let's keep it classy.
the lid of it, I put it in my mouth when I was younger, and I got it stuck. It was stuck. My mouth was like this. Scary shit.
I've seen somebody that was twirling a toothpick in their mouth, like end over end. And one time they didn't get it end over end. They got it stuck straight up and down. It was not a good sight.
What were you watching?
Somebody twirling a toothpick and then
Yeah, that's that fucking
didn't
movie.
make it.
I know what movie that is.
I don't.
What's from a movie?
Uncle Buck. When they're in the bowling alley and the guy's like
That must be it.
hitting on that on Uncle Buck's,
Yeah, that's right. That's where I saw it.
and he's flipping it around in his thing, and then it goes there, and he's like, yeah, and then he gets it finally. Yeah,
Yep, that's what it was. That's like way a long time ago, but I was like,
great
yeah, that was a
fucking movie.
deep memory back in there.
Oh gosh, people are talking about that cinnamon thing and the Tide Pods. Oh my gosh.
The things people do.
Kids are so crazy.
Mike Hodge doing his LOLs. I'm gonna go take a pee because of that.
I remember when all these challenges started, and it was the ice burn challenge where you put the salt in the ice. And hold it.
With the salt,
Yeah, that hurt. I didn't do that one. My cousin got me into it.
I remember that.
What's that one?
Don't you put? I think you put just the ice cube on your skin, and then don't you put salt on top? Does the salt go on your skin?
Yeah, it was salt on your skin and then the ice.
Then the ice.
Then it starts
Okay.
melting.
I never did it, so
Aunt
but
left.
my brother did. Did you do it? Are you scarred from it?
I'm scarred from it. Somewhere on my arm there's a scar. It was many years ago.
Many years ago.
That's hilarious.
Ago.
So I don't know if you have kids, but if you have kids one day and they're ever like, "Dad, what's that thing on your arm?" Are you gonna tell them the truth, or are you
They
worried?
were pointing all kinds of scars on me because I got scars all over my arms. I used to raise exotic animals. I had parrots. I got scar on my arm from a parrot biting me in the arm. I got scars on my knuckles from getting bit by a snake.
Oh, that's a unique scar.
You have a couple of attack cats that like to get at you these days, I hear.
Yeah.
So you can tell your kids, well, here's all where the animals bit me, but then right here I put salt on my arm and.
I don't recommend raising exotic animals. You're actually out more money than you make at it at the end of the day.
Yeah, those are one of those specialty things. Unless you got a bunch of buyers or
Yeah.
people that you know that are going to be sure deals or continual wanting to do that, that's a tough market. Yeah, it's definitely a tough market.
Oh, people are sharing all their injury stories. They're fun to read.
Yeah, they're fun to read, not fun to live. So that is life.
Oh, Craig, you talk about like you have the scar on your tongue from when you hit the floor in the apartment and you bit through the middle of your tongue. Our nephew
Dog in the pen.
just did that. Bit basically half of his tongue off. Well, not off, but huge. Gosh, it was awful. My brother sent pictures.
There's just nothing you can do about
Oh.
it. It's a tongue.
I did something terrible when I was younger too. I don't know if I should even say it on here.
Might as well.
Please.
You
with
already
Z's.
talked about it. Now they're gonna want to know. So you
Maybe I'll
gotta
save
share.
it for one of my live streams, or maybe I'll hop on live after this.
Oh, there you go. That way you can delete it afterwards if you want.
Well, the last one got copyright infringed.
Were you
for
singing?
what?
Playing music?
Playing music, yeah.
Well.
But there's some people that came in there, and I said some stuff, and I wish I could keep it up.
Wait, okay. Can I ask a question about that? I watched one of Justin Dow's live stream once. He was just like, I don't know. He was playing music and he was just drinking. He's just
they're done after.
You just delete it and then
Okay, so he deletes his. Is that why it works?
Yeah, and I wake up in the morning and it might have stayed on all night, but after a certain amount of time passes, if there's one song that has, sets off the sensors, and even though I'm not monetized, so I could keep it up.
Right.
But I just choose not to because maybe later down the line, just.
That's smart. I would probably do the same.
I wouldn't keep it up. And if I would think about it in the sense of, think of it like your minor record. Well, it's supposed to be sealed and nobody can see it when you want to get to that monetization spot. Google can see it. It's just like if you think you're going to be in the FBI in 10 years, they can see everything. So, I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah. Well, thanks for answering that question. I'm just curious. I like to, I don't know.
I still
know all the inside.
I still err on the side of caution. So if I don't play music just because
the tractor show videos. I know people are probably mad because I use background music. But the reason I use background music is they had a radio company there play the music. So if I would have left the music on the video, they would.
Right. I enjoyed your drive around that you did at that show.
The parade.
With the music you put in.
Yeah, I when I did my Icon Box video and I was at the store, I can't go in there and be like, Harbor Freight, turn your music down, and they're going to listen to me. But
you could. I know you could.
So
they're not denying it.
So
Right.
instead of like trying to mute everything where I was actually talking and looking at it, it was like, okay, well, let me play like 15 to 20 seconds and then chop it and then move it to a different section so that if Google was to play the audio, hopefully it won't sound like a song. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. I mean,
hopefully.
I will just say this. I do get copyright stuff like that, but it's not like you are playing the song and advertising, here's the song, and then uploading it to YouTube. It just happens to be in the background. So I just get confused why they have issues with it. Kind of like,
well, it's the actual bands. They just want their money, so they don't care.
That. But if you're playing the radio,
but you as the creator have control of the things. It's
that
like
makes sense.
It's like you as the driver of a car. If you do something, they call it an accident. Depending on how serious that accident is, warrants other problems that transpire after that.
I guess
same
that makes
thing
sense.
On YouTube.
But like when teachers aren't allowed to play Disney movies in their classrooms, or
when does that ever happen?
It's a thing. I don't know if there are any teachers in there, if that's whatever you experience, but you can't play Disney movies at school because Disney has some sort of, I don't even know the right word, but you have to get special permission from Disney to play a video in your class.
Oh wow, they used to. When I remember being in elementary school, they used to play Disney movies all the time.
Yeah, and Lion substitute teacher comes in. Who wants to watch The Lion King?
Yeah,
fuck yeah, give me half of that.
You can't do it, or at least we couldn't.
You can't do it, or not supposed to do it.
I mean, like you can go to like YouTube and like.
What are you gonna do? Go on, like Mr. So and so played The Lion King. I feel very offended by it.
It wasn't really relevant for me because there was no need to play a video in a math classroom. But let's say, for example, a history teacher wanted to play a Disney movie or a clip of a Disney movie, like they can't.
They're not supposed
They're
to.
not supposed to.
Well, because those industries have changed so much, like the music industry, movie industry, that they have to fight tooth and nail for the money that they can get from what they're making. And I get that,
Schools just don't subscribe to the Disney Channel. That's all.
Yeah, that's coming soon.
It's a lot different.
But I mean, I'm sure there are teachers that play this all the time, like Disney all the time. But
Fuck them.
but yeah, it was
What's
just like a
Disney
thing.
gonna do? Hire fucking? Well, they probably would
Yep.
hire kids to.
My guess is probably it's more for like if you're doing like a family night or something special for the kids and like the auditorium, like you can't like
You're not
you
supposed to
can't
do
run
that.
it like a movie theater and use Disney. Like
Yep.
that's what
Yes.
my guess is. But the
You
way
can't
I always
sell
understood it as
pop
an
or
educator,
popcorn.
yeah.
Yep. Just like you're not supposed to have like huge football parties.
Yeah, fuck that shit, right?
Yeah. Yep. We know how that works out. It's kind of police it how you can.
Yeah, but I highly doubt if I played a video, I highly doubt anybody would have found out. I was never worried about getting in trouble. It was more of the like, I really don't like to be told what I can't and can't do for a lesson plan.
I don't think anybody likes to be told what they can and can't do, but
know.
you got to work within certain confines and constraints and
Yeah.
be happy with it
I will
within
say
reason.
this has been like the best live stream I've done in a while. Definitely,
didn't
definitely the most peaceful.
We didn't do anything. We just showed up to Brandon. Brandon's the one.
Yeah,
He's got everything. He's got the control,
that's
buddy.
what I mean, man. Like I enjoy being here. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me join.
But yeah,
Well,
I'll jump in because, like I said, my last few panel streams has been kind of boring because I ain't had no one showing up.
Well, Miss Client Graphics invited herself. I mean, like, let's just
I
all
did.
lay that out there.
Yeah. So if you guys think I do what I want,
I did.
She just shows that she comes in the garage. She sits right next to you. Is like,
Like, hey, I'm
Hey,
going to break
what
some
were we
laundry,
talking
so
about
I'm going to
tonight,
come
huh?
down.
Yeah, you broke. Neil sent me a message on Instagram and said, "Can we keep it 3 people?" You broke that.
Well,
No,
Neil
because-
didn't break it.
because we still have it three screens.
Yeah, there you go.
But
we're one
yeah,
and the same, so
you guys finish each other's sentences. I mean,
Partners in crime.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I just have to get my wife to do it.
oh yeah. When will I get to meet? Oh gosh, what do we call her?
Mrs. Maintenance.
Mrs. Maintenance.
No, I
Maintenance
mean,
woman.
there's so much ugliness on YouTube that I gotta, kind of stomp that out before we start introducing her. I think.
Well, maybe she and I can just do a live stream together.
Yeah,
I'm not as sick anymore. The last time you were
I would
live
drink and
streaming-
watch that.
Last time you joined the live stream, we had the oldest here. That was fun.
Yes, that's right.
She got to see what her dad does for fun.
Yeah. Apparently, she had like her boyfriend interest at the time.
Were any of you guys in that live stream? Because I forget
Mrs.
who it was.
Neal, that's a good one.
I was not.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but we were like giggling in the background and people were commenting like, oh my gosh, they're up to no good. They're trolling you. Ha ha ha. No, she was texting her maybe boyfriend at the time that she was going to go on YouTube and watch her dad do the live stream. So he was like, oh my God, give me his channel right now. I'm going to go watch it. And so he actually commented in the live stream and we saw it and we were just dying. He had like no clue. And it was just fun.
He had no clue his daughter was gonna be home. You walked out in the garage. He's like, "What are you doing home?
Yeah.
How long are you here for?"
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait to get to that.
But we couldn't tell him in the moment, like, hey, just so you know.
That's how
So
life is. You got to roll with it.
But we also didn't want like you guys to know who the person was. So
my question is, like, when my daughter comes home from college, can I just set up a tent in the backyard and be like, "There you go. There's all your privacy. Me and your mom are getting along great inside. We want the house. Just keep it real outside.
You just can extend her her curfew a little bit later.
Or not. I mean, it's your household. You need to set the stage for that now, so the expectations when that comes. There's
She's
a
in
sense.
kindergarten, so I have a little bit of time. But
Yep.
kindergarten
Well, you
really
could.
came fast.
You all get, I don't know, some sort of tracking devices, and then the phone can just alert you when she arrives home, and then like.
So it's like
She has love notes in her backpack.
whoa.
You
Wow.
know?
Yeah.
So like Brandon over there, you need to start sprinkling cayenne pepper on your fasteners and your screws and your bolts over there, and hope
Yes.
that your little pup doesn't eat those
Oh,
in
yeah.
the future. It's supposedly supposed to keep the squirrels away from certain things, and
But then
now
Texas dogs, they like hot stuff.
do they
Cat litter.
cat
There
litter?
you go.
Oh, there you go. Well, Brandon, you got enough cat litter. And then as far as
Cats, not indoor cats.
That's a hound right there. Whose hound is that?
not mine.
That's my big Rottweiler. He's barking at something. I probably
It's a
should go-
Rottweiler?
Yeah.
Sounds like a damn hound dog, man.
I probably should see what they're barking at, but they're probably barking at. They built an apartment complex behind the farm, and they get out there every night partying.
It's a nice bark. It's a good one.
I didn't know there was an apartment complex that close to you, Brandon.
Yep. They're, that's why I'm looking for somewhere else to move to, but finding acres to rent is kind of hard.
Yeah.
And we was trying to buy. We was going to go buy through my dad's, but my dad has always bought stuff cash, so when it came time to buy a house, the credit wasn't there.
Mm.
Yeah, Brandon, I don't know your situation or whatever, but keep looking until you can buy what you want to buy,
It takes a while. Sometimes you got to work up to
Yeah.
it.
If you're good where you're at right now and you can save some money on what you want to work towards, do that. It's worth it.
We're actually talking about moving back to Kentucky because the land prices up there is cheaper in the part of Kentucky where my mom's from. So in the next few years, that might be what happens. Right?
And there's many different ways to look at it too. I bet it's a great luxury to be able to live on the same property as all the stuff you do in work. It makes it easy to get up in the morning to go to work because you don't have to go as far. But there are lots of people that on a daily basis, they get up, they have a 15 to 30 minute drive, they do all their work, and then they got to come home too. It always is a little scary because I know every now and then you've mentioned that people have tried to get into your shed or something like that as well.
Yep.
And you live on that property. That's really scary to me.
But unfortunately, commercial rent here is so expensive that there's no way I could rent a shop and keep a business going because what I would have to charge per hour, people wouldn't pay to get their mowers fixed.
Well, and like that's the thing. If you gotta rent, you gotta rent, and you know best what's for your business. I'm just saying, you don't have to jump on the first opportunity.
Yeah.
Just take your time. That's a big purchase or whatnot. And
Let me again, Dave.
is he leaving?
Yeah.
Kenneth's taking off. Me again, Dave. Thanks for joining.
But up in Eastern Kentucky, there's a lot of people that owner finance. They'd rather owner finance to you than go through a bank.
Yeah.
Which is all right, as long as you trust them.
I got 2 big dogs. I got 2 Rottweilers, and then I got 2 Shih Tzus.
Let me again, Dave.
We got a house full of guns, so this is Texas. Everybody has a gun in Texas.
I will say, yeah, I understand that. Did you say you're going to bed or?
I think my wife was going to take
Oh.
off. I'm not going to bed.
I'm gonna run upstairs because we can't go to sleep tonight unless I fold the laundry that I put on the bed. That's my trick. I won't do it if it sits in the bag, but if I put it on my bed, then I have to do it so I can go to bed.
So it's still your issue though.
I like the way I fold the laundry.
Oh
like
my
the way I
gosh.
organize
My
it.
wife says the same thing. I'm like, I do 5 loads in a night, and she complains about my folding. I'm like, I just fucking saved you a day of work.
No, see, I don't complain about the folding. I just refold it how I like it. And he's like, why are you refolding it? I'm like, well, because I like the way the shirts fit in the drawer if I fold it this way.
How do you
I
do
don't
socks?
Socks. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That
I just like to
determines
put
it.
one sock in the other.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh
Easy. Because then it's
no.
not folded and then it's not as
No.
bulky and then you can line them up.
How
I
do you?
always put the socks side by side and then roll the top on them.
Yeah, no, that's what I do.
She puts the one sock inside the other,
Oh no.
and I'm like, oh, that's more work.
But,
no,
you
I
can get-
roll the tops.
Yeah, roll the top.
but you're taking up twice as much space.
No,
You're not.
You are, because instead
you're
of having,
shoving a sock in a
instead of
sock.
having 4 layers, you have 8.
Okay, let me see this. Is this more space than this? No, it's technically the same amount of space. It's just in a different area.
Okay,
Do you, wait, my one question: do you have a 14-year-old boy that lives in the house?
We technically
not full time.
He's technically 15.
Not full time.
All right, I might get that then with the socks and
Oh
stuff.
god, no. But I just think it's easier to put one sock in.
Whoa!
I'm just fucking.
Whoa!
But I will say this: when I make the younger kids fold their clothes and put together their socks and lay their underwear nice, I don't care how they do it because I don't want to correct them in front of them because then I don't know. Then they're not going to want to do it later.
Right.
But like, I make my kids help because it's easy to like, all right, pick out what clothes are yours. Because even my 2-year-old can help with that.
Well,
And
what
put the
about the
clothes
shirt?
on.
Okay, so I used to just fold my shirts. So a t-shirt, it'd be like half fold to the center, and then you do just a little up on the bottom, and then you're done.
Yeah.
My wife changed it to this. What is this
Okay,
lady's name?
I'm sorry. It's not his fault. I watched Marie Kondo on YouTube or on Netflix. She opened my eyes.
Say that name one more time. One more time.
Marie Kondo. She's this Japanese, like, petite little lady.
And I dislike her so much because she changed my regular routine of how to fold
Okay,
clothes.
here's the thing. You've maybe heard of her. Her big thing is getting rid of things. It has to spark joy. Have you guys heard of like, oh, if it sparks
No.
joy, keep it.
No.
If it doesn't, get rid of it. And then you're supposed to thank all your things that you get rid of. Like, I don't really do that. But I just really like how she folded. And like, you can take a drawer full of shirts that barely fit. And then if you fold them the right way, that Marie says, then they all fit plus more. So I'm like,
I will say, my wife, the way she folds clothes in the drawers, it fits.
yep.
It fits great. So,
I don't- Those are just things I like to, I don't know, organize and have control of. Like, I would never come in the garage and try and organize or clean it if he wasn't here because I just don't understand tools enough to organize them correctly. And not saying you don't understand how to fold laundry correctly, but there's a way I like to do it. And unless you're willing to learn how to do it, I'm going to do it the way I like.
Yep, and I'm just gonna have a good time talking about it.
So
And-
he's just better at like sorting the piles for me, you know,
So
per
we've
kid, and then I
worked-
fold.
So
it.
he's very good at helping out.
We've
Yes.
we've worked.
I just fold it the correct way.
We've worked it into. I sort it into the piles. I make sure everything is right side out.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing
And
with
it-
the
The
little.
and it-
big thing is you gotta get out of the dryer quick enough and the washer.
Yep.
If you don't do that, it just smells like shit when it comes back out.
Yep. That.
Junk
I've
from
been
work
known to
back
let
in here.
things ride
Speaking
the
of
laundry
shit,
cycle for a while.
So junk from work. If your wife read the book, did your life get better or just different, or just
Different.
more organized?
Oh,
Because
what
it
he
does
said.
it does happen. And
I've
or
read that book.
and or as far as like tools go, yes, you do get a little bit more organized and you get better efficiencies in time when you have it laid out a certain way. But that's why we watch YouTube, things of that nature, so you can see how other people have them laid out, so you can get the best thought or idea. And then if you have major problems, you just keep them to yourself.
See, like, for instance, he likes his shirts folded a certain way so he doesn't see wrinkles. I like that too. I like everything folded a certain way, so when I open the drawer, just like seeing everything organized, just like it makes me happy.
Yeah, Zephiel, actually, a large part into getting my garage to be better than what it was before, because I don't have the heaping mounds as bad that were behind me, so I can actually see ground and floor. I don't know if you can see all that stuff. My toolbox is actually closer to me, so she was a big help, very instrumental in getting things halfway organized. So
You know why? Because I guess your kids are older, so it doesn't make sense. But
I'm back.
No, I have.
Old. They're old and young. We got like both ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
no, there you go. I was kind of thinking going live.
But you are alive.
I am, yeah.
That means you'd have to let us go.
I'll watch you while I'm folding laundry.
You got one.
I'll hit the thumbs up button.
There's a lot to say.
Well, if you say it on Brandon's channel, then you might not have to worry about it.
I'm all right taking the hit on my channel.
Oh, well, sometimes things, I don't know what you're trying to say, but sometimes, you just got to sit on things and think about it so that you can articulate it in a way that is really best construed, not only for yourself, but everybody out there. Because sometimes people say things that they shouldn't say. They just need to take the time to think about it so they say it the right way.
It's just like I get frustrated at the cheap shots, I mean,
we all do, but you got to roll with the punches. You got to have a good time doing it. And we've had a great weekend so far. Let's just leave it at that and say, you know what? You're better than that. I'm better than that.
Hi, Dano.
And we'll say, hey, Dano, what's up? Thanks for joining us tonight. Glad you could join us.
I might not be, though,
But you are. You are, Neil.
Okay, I'm really going to go fold the laundry for real now. Hey, thanks for letting me join. Even though there was only supposed to be 3 people, I appreciate you letting me be the 4th.
Where's that White Claw?
It's a margarita.
What? I love margaritas. I do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, these came in Jack, margarita, whatever. They're
pre-mixed
so good.
ones? Yeah, perfect.
They're good.
Get some, enjoy them with your wife, and have a good night.
She doesn't drink.
Do that
She
with
does
her
not
sometime
drink.
soon.
She does not drink.
Best margarita I had was a couple weeks ago, and the guy has an ice cream maker hooked to an old hit miss engine, and he makes it up in big batches. It was awesome.
Sounds
I
great.
could definitely have one of those. Okay, you can stay.
All right, thanks. But you're
I'm
you're more of a sugar on the rim of your margarita rather than a salt, though. Even though it's a what is this? A lime margarita.
It's like a cocktail. I don't know.
You're still a sugar on the rim.
I don't like a lot of alcoholic drinks, but I could drink margaritas till I can't walk anymore.
And her dad uses the best top-notch tequila.
I was gonna say I could tell that you like your margaritas.
He was not drinking his, so I took his earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but it was just sitting there, and
She folds laundry way more efficiently with some of this in her.
And maybe I'll take the last one.
Have at it. They're yours.
Well, Neil, if you join,
I'm just saying sometimes
I'll be on there watching. Folding my laundry.
I wish my wife would grab my wiener like one of those margaritas.
There's still time. You could give her a little text message.
But I can tell you, when you're live, she can't do that. So,
yeah, she could.
Well, that's a different kind
How
of.
does she feel about that?
That's not a YouTube kind of thing, Neil. That's a different kind of tube.
I'm just messing with everyone, obviously, but like,
So is that how it works, Neil? You have more subscribers on the other tube channel that you have rather than the YouTube?
what's the other tube?
I don't know, but I heard there's another kind of tube for that stuff that you were talking about.
Well, I do.
Thanks
G-Bear
for real
said
for letting me join. I'll let you guys have boy talk while I go.
Man talk.
Oh, sorry.
Well, thanks for joining us. It has been very nice that you guys do what you do and you do it together.
Thanks.
It's nice to see, you know?
I appreciate that. I can't wait to meet your wife one day. Feel like we'd be good friends.
Well, she is making an appearance in one of your videos, right?
I,
He said he had to wait.
I
and
don't
see.
know.
Had to wait and see. There was some shade
Technical
being
difficulty.
thrown.
Editing. Neil's having editing issues.
Yeah.
It's not so much that. I don't know
There's
how
just too
she'll
much shade
perform.
going on in the YouTube community.
Yeah,
I get that.
If she performs like shit, like why would I have her in my video? You know, like, in terms of like, good looking though, fucking skyrocket my channel right up there. You know,
Man.
if I dress her right.
Hey Ray, you missed.
I'd love to see what you put your wife in.
Then have her do the laundry.
Okay, bye for real.
All right, see ya.
Bye,
Have
guys.
a good one.
I'm still here though.
Ray,
Ah,
Two
track
videos.
because
No, nobody missed anything.
those older people back there where all those engines were know how to party. They was taking tequila shots out of a pepper.
you know,
Ooh,
first of all, stuffed peppers. How fucking good are those?
Those are good.
they are amazing.
Rice, you got sausage, you got fucking meat, peppers, and rice. It's like you could stick your dick in there and then eat it after. But I wouldn't do that because it wouldn't be clean. Just saying.
You know what even looks better when you're doing your stuffed peppers if you have multicolored ones. So you got your green
Yes.
peppers, you got your red peppers,
red,
you got your
orange,
yellow, orange.
Yep.
Just the different colors alone right
Some
there.
sweeter,
Yep.
some a little more, not
Yep.
as sweet, but yeah.
But
Got different-
just the looks make it more appealing.
Yeah, I just, lately, the only thing I can think of is, I won't say it, but yeah,
Okay.
not, yeah, I mean,
So Neil, how was your work week this week? What was your biggest accomplishment this week?
it fucking sucked, it, I laid a very good tile floor and I'm doing a backsplash. I'll be done tomorrow and I'll be fucking out of that conference apartment. That's pretty much it. What about
Well, that's
you?
a lot of work. Laying tile is definitely a lot of work. It's time consuming too.
Yeah, I kind of justified.
Removing it
Hey,
too.
what's that?
Removing it sucks too.
It depends on how old it is. If that stuff is glued down really, really good, and you can't get it to come off very clean, and you got to tear everything up, and then I've had tile that the worst part that I hate is sometimes putting that whatever you're going to use, hardy backer, your concrete board, whatever you're going to do. I find that sometimes to be more tedious.
Time consuming.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But then I've had it where it's like, I've seen people that if their subfloor is right, people will say they're doing it wrong. But I've seen some tile laid right on. Let's see, they had their subfloor and then they had like 1/2-inch plywood on it, and it was strong enough that they put their tile right on it. 10 years later, it's still good to go.
Well, so there's two things I do. So like at work, I do the hardy backer because that's what they want me to do. That's fine. I take a cordless angle grinder. You get a masonry 4.5 inch disc, and you just cut the fucking shit. But the second thing that you can do, so if you rip up your floor in the bathroom, like
The camera was off. I was eating a bowl of chili.
it's all good, man. So if you're
Hi, Jimmy C.
in a bathroom and you're doing a tile floor in your own house, I would say put Hardy Backer down. But when I first started doing it, I would put lathe down. I would lay self-leveling concrete.
Yep.
And then work off of that base on top of the subfloor. So
I think I got that one at Home Depot, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And that thing right there to get around little corners or just get something just right. I mean, I've seen some people that are pros with their with being able to angle it with like a glass cutter or something like that and just tap it right off. I'm not good like that. But one of these things, it can make you work and look pretty good.
Make you go wherever you want to go.
Yep.
My dust mask going working with that stuff because that stuff's awful.
I don't. I should.
I don't. I just use a lot of water or a spray bottle.
Right. And I should though. I should use a dust.
I've seen times that I've been in there doing tile work, removing that stuff, and you couldn't see in front of you from all the dust.
Yeah, the removal that's a different story than putting it down. Yeah, it can be pretty bad for the demo on it. Definitely. But every demo situation is differently. At least Neil.
Strap anything.
If Neil's demoing one of his own jobs, which he probably never has to do, but if he's demoing some other job, you never know whichever age it is. Do you ever see things that you demo that you're like, ooh, that was the one person that sucked at this time period, and then that was a good time period for like a year or two?
Listen, I tear up fucking asbestos tile all the time.
Right, that's what you should get is container.
I tear up kitchens that have 7 layers of floors just stuck on top of one another.
That's apartment maintenance life right there.
Yeah, it's fucking ugly.
So is it tough to do the right thing? Because you don't want to be the person that lays the 8th layer on that floor.
No, we rip it up now. So I'm doing the right thing. We tear it all up. We get down to either the cement floor or where I'm laying Hardy, and then we lay the tile.
So which do you use a 3/8 quarter? Which Hardy do you use, or do you know what the subfloor depth is, and then you just all go one size?
I get the 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch
on the floor. To be honest with you, when I do showers and stuff, I do 1/4 inch because you're fucking tiling it. You got fucking I'm sorry for all the F words, but you got thin set, you got tile, and then you got grout. So, and if you frame that stuff in, you're good to go. 1/4 inch, that's all you need.
That's what I use mostly, 1/4 inch too.
Yeah. On the floors, I use a 1/2 inch because usually the floor transitions between, the hardwood and all that. That's what you want. So,
yep, you got to use the right one there, or you got to make your own transition with your self-living concrete.
Zaphael says, "What are your thoughts on the wonderful invention of peel and stick tile?" I've never used it, so I have no thoughts on it, but I'm sure it can work for some people.
I will tell you my thoughts on it for Neil, because the industry that he's in, it'll never hold up. There is not one single possible thought that I can think of in a maintenance man apartment repair that it would make costly sense for him to continually replace it person after person. Now, they make some good stuff that's decent for, a homeowner, assuming that they've prepped the floor in a manner that is going to be good for it. Now, do you buy the cheapest tile that can stick down? Hell no. You got to spend decent money if you want it to adhere. Right. Why? Because we've tried it before. It did not work out. And therefore, I personally would probably not use it. At least the tiles, like the, what are they? They're not 1x1s, but they're maybe like a 8x8 or 10x10. I can't remember.
The only ones, and I've never used them, but the only ones I might say give a shot as a homeowner DIY are the backsplash. You can stick them up on the wall.
Right. That's fair enough. But see, now you're using your expectations for it differently, because that you're not going to walk on it every day. It's just going to be for looks, which that's actually a great idea, Neil. If you get a pattern that you like and you can adhere that and it does stick, then I think that's really good.
Yeah, as a DIYer, there are a lot of options for backsplash stick tile. You can use that. I've never done it, so like I can't say like, God damn, it'll be the best fucking thing ever. No, I can't say that, but I can say I've seen the patterns. It might work out for you.
Yeah.
I like, you would be saving yourself. Like I do a backsplash for a lot less than what I should be paid for. So if you do the stick and tile, I mean, you're coming out ahead of the game. It looks like it's solid looking. So someone should try that.
Because it's not like you are eating off of or walking on your backsplash. It's funny. I went to this new store with my wife the other day. They call it At Home Store. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And it basically is everything to do with home decor for your house. So like Brandon, for instance, has got what is real saws in the background there on his wall.
Yeah.
They will sell you a saw that literally looks just like that. That's like made out of styrofoam and painted to look like that saw for like $6.99. Well, I can tell you for $6.99, it's a piece of junk. But if it's going to just sit on your wall like that, and you can't just go find a saw like that anywhere, it's worth $6.99 because nobody's ever going to do anything with it.
Craig Durbin asked Neil, do you use carpet tiles? I don't. We haven't. That was something that was probably used about 10 years ago in rental properties in general areas, but we're ripping them up. Carpet tiles were invented to cover up asbestos tile. It was an easy fix.
So have they ever requested, even though a carpet looked clean, to roll it up and take pictures of the backside of the carpet?
No.
Whoa.
We just did a realty company's house, the renters, and the carpet, they had a professional clean to look real good. So they had us roll it up and look for stains on the backside.
Well, then who lays it back out?
They replaced it all with tile.
I mean, teacher, I guess I can't knock that.
Well, it's all realty companies try to find some way to, when you rent, they'll find some way that you don't get your deposit back.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But I own rental properties. I've never not given anyone their full refund of their deposit back.
That didn't deserve it.
No, ever, because
Really?
all my renters have been great.
That's good.
I've had some that I don't agree with, but when they leave the property, they don't fuck shit up. So
Then you are very lucky. I know a lot of people that have not been so lucky.
100% agree. I'm extremely lucky on that end, and I kind of tell them right from the beginning. I'm like, listen, I've never not given a full refund on the deposit. I know I have to like clean some carpets. We don't have a lot, but like, we do that. But in the other terms, they're completely respectful. I barely ever get called out, and you know they do a nice job at maintaining what I put out. So that's all you can ask for.
Nice. I've heard some doozies. I'm sure you've had some renters that have told you or mentioned some doozies in the day as well.
Yeah, for sure. I had this one woman that was like, I got fucking insects and stuff coming in. Like, all right, like send me a picture. She sends me a picture. I can't fucking make heads and tails of this picture. It's not even in the goddamn house because I'm looking at that wall. That wall is not in the house. And then she just stopped trying to say that we had, problems with bugs. So.
So, Brandon, was there anything you wanted to talk about in particular tonight?
Not really. I'm just running out of things to talk about. I guess I've been doing too many streams.
Nah, you can never do too many streams. All right, so we'll just kind of shoot some things out there. If you had an auto parts store that you preference, what would it be and why? And it can be for the silliest reason. Brandon, you go first.
I'd have to go with AutoZone because our O'Reilly sucks because we got a bunch of old Puerto Rican guys that work there and they think they're mechanics and they try to give you the part, or they try to get you what they think, and it's always wrong. Their advice is always wrong. I don't want their advice. I know what I'm looking for when I go in there.
Neil?
I'm with him exactly. What he said in my area, they just seem the most honest. So,
all right. So I'm going to say three things on that. So one, I used to be pretty big on Advanced Auto Part. Number one, because they were closest to me, and number two, because I could get Gear Wrench there. So that being said, they no longer carry Gear Wrench. So that's one reason that I don't typically go there anymore.
So Joe from work left.
Oh, that's probably because he knew I was gonna talk about Gear Wrench now. And no, but that's okay. And then number three, I actually switched to AutoZone for a lot of my parts, not necessarily on price, because Brandon and Neil, if you're going to AutoZone, hopefully you've grabbed one of those coupons that is good for like $7 off a $30 purchase or more. You can use it every single time. It doesn't expire until January 1st of 2020. So if you're not using that one, hopefully you are. But yes, I do frequent AutoZone quite a bit.
It's a good.
Not that I like their tools as much anymore, because I used to be a Duralast fan.
No, Autocraft.
No, what's great about we're getting closer into that time of year that it's getting closer to Christmas, so we're going to find a lot of Gear Wrench sales. That's how I bought a lot of my Gear Wrench. Is around Christmas time they started running those sales of Gear Wrench stuff. And that's how I got my Gear Wrench stuff.
I buy a lot of things any time of the season when they're on sale. But yeah, it's going to be coming up to that time. Hopefully there's a wish list of things that I can start thinking about that I haven't purchased. Thankful to YouTube. I don't think I need any more ratchets anytime soon, but I know I'll get some more coming in.
See, this is where I miss Sears. I didn't buy their Craftsman stuff, but they had a lot of Gear Wrench stuff they had on sale at Christmas time. And that's where I got a lot of my Gear Wrench stuff, and then they closed the one down here. So
yeah, they closed mine. I don't think I have a Sears for a couple 100 miles now.
Yeah, so, I think there's one in Austin, which is it's about 100 miles from me.
And a lot of the tools that they have now, I don't even. There's no difference in quality, and it actually seems to me that they've gone down a little bit. But I'm still paying the same amount of money for it.
Yeah.
The flip side, though, is that the online prices seem really attractive, but they're not appealing to me anymore because I have no brick and mortar store should I have any issues. So That's why I think, man, Sears is like dumping. Sears Online is just dumping stuff left and right. And it's amazing that they can sell it at that cheap of a price and have the quantity that they're still able to shell out. Like, I don't know if you saw those 3/8 and half-inch drive torque wrenches that were the digital ones that they were like blowing out for like 50, $60
Oh,
earlier
wow.
this week.
I do know that we're about to hit 3 hours.
Yep. It's 11 o'clock, so we have hit. Yeah, we're at 3 hours now.
That's because Neil's here. Neil's a machine.
Oh man, yeah.
But yeah, Sears has been blowing some stuff out. I'm kind of, it's like a double-edged sword for people because it's like, are they just blowing out inventory? Are they worried about one of their terms and conditions changing to their royalty percentages that they got to kick back to Stanley based on their contractual agreement? So they're trying to capitalize on what monies they can get before the next royalty level kicks in. Are they short on the amount of funding that they have to pay Stanley Black & Decker, so they're fire sailing things? I don't know what it is. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know I just don't buy a whole lot of Craftsman anymore, to be honest with you.
I haven't in years. It's just not good quality stuff. Every Craftsman I used, the modern tools, they just broke.
It's just fucking weird because, like, I'll admit, growing up, that's what you fucking buy as a homeowner. You bought Craftsman. All my lawn tools and all that shit, I fucking bought Craftsman. They have held up well. But in terms of hand tools, it's kind of a cool time to be alive because there's a lot of options out there. A lot of good options. As far as ratchets and stuff,
Same, right? I don't like waiting on Rock Auto. It takes forever.
I ain't no fucking mechanic, so I couldn't fucking tell you. But, I use what I use. That's all I can say.
Looks like we got Jimmy C and friends joining us. Jimmy, what is up? Rail 9222. Definitely hard to beat Rock Auto. So Rock Auto, to me, I've used them. I think they're really good for your pre-planned ability to do maintenance that you can have a week or more lead time on and can wait should you have any problems, or reorder should you find out that they sent you the wrong part or you need additional parts. And that's why, while they are efficient and they are cheap on their pricing, that pre-scheduled stuff is excellent to get online. But we can't always plan when our car is going to break. So it's thankful that there are brick and mortar places still around that sell car parts that we need. Definitely use a coupon, or, if they're all going to carry the same warranty, you might as well go with whichever place has the cheapest, best part in my mind. Yep, Napa can be expensive. I agree with you, Jimmy. Definitely have to look into. So here's the thing. It's really tough with Napa in the sense that if you go directly to store, pick up that item, you're going to pay full price on it unless you have a coupon for it. They've been running a lot of sales online at Napa Online or NapaAutoPartOnline.com, whatever their URL is, that you can get 20% off the item and do in-store pickup so that you know it's there, and then you get 20% off on it.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. It's sometimes you got to not worry about your how should I say, 30 minutes worth of time, because God, sometimes it sucks to try to get anything over the phone with sometimes working with the parts store. You just really got to get there in person because they have 10 people in the store that they're trying to help. And then you're the guy on the phone just trying to see if they have it in stock. Napa was great back in the days, yes.
Kind of reminds me of someone, but I do gotta say, I think I'm ready for bed.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Neil?
Brandon?
I'm ready. I think I'm ready too. These shorter days are getting to me.
That's fine. I appreciate the hell Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I'm glad you came.
I'd love to do this again on your channel. Anytime you want, just message me.
All right, I usually do every Saturday at 8 p.m. Except next week it's to go to the Land Fest, so I can't.
Right.
I'll be so busy that I won't have time.
That's all right. But
Whereas I might do just a regular live stream throughout the festival because I thought that would be cool.
that would be cool. But like anytime you do want a live stream or something, just hit me up. You know,
Sure
I
will.
would say yes or no, but like most of the time I probably can. So
Well, appreciate you having me as well. I'm glad I could make it. Sorry for the short notice. It's just been one of those busy weeks where, I said I would try to make it.
Yeah.
Didn't check my Instagram really until like today. So then I was like, oh yeah, forgot to tell you guys I would be able to make it 99% sure. Glad I could be here as well. And then when I checked my Instagram, I definitely messaged both of you.
you did.
Yeah, I'm like a teenage girl because I'm always on Instagram.
Then why don't you respond back to me? Or wait, did I just not check my Instagram after?
I didn't see you respond back to me. Maybe I didn't look at the messages.
That's
Client
I'm just
Graphics doesn't care about Instagram.
I don't care because I don't care about Instagram.
It's the
Well, I got
bottom
you.
line.
So
You know who does? Coon Trucking.
yeah.
God, I make a joke and it falls so flat, but that's all right. I keep trying. I keep fucking trying.
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna have to call it a night, and we can all definitely talk and hang out with BSS Small Engines. Brandon, thanks again for having us. Really appreciate you keeping everybody, including myself and Neil, the maintenance man, having some extra time on Saturday, filling that void. And who knows? Maybe I will not post anything on Instagram for a while. Maybe I will. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad it went off without the drama. I was really afraid. I was messaging Craig that I was afraid we was going to have some drama because of everything going on. But we did good.
All good. All good, man.
What do you mean, Brandon? You had a ton of drama. You had that dog eating nuts and bolts and fasteners.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's the best drama on YouTube I've seen in years.
Yeah.
But I do feel bad. I hope that works itself out.
I mean, I think that was pretty scary to me. I mean, that was a life and death situation, and we just still don't know how it's going to work out. That could be a costly vet bill.
I put my hand down animals' throats 20 times to get stuff.
Oh,
that's a man, though. Good job. Good job. You fucking handle it like a man. And, dude, honestly, anytime you want me on, I'd love to fucking hop on. Just ask. That's all.
Right. Yeah, most Saturdays at 8 p.m. I'm here unless there's like a festival or something, and then I'm there. So,
all right. That sounds good to me, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome.
all right. Later, guys.
Catch you on next one.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Later.